Heyo y'all, how's it going? It's not something I usually do like this on this channel, Jesus Christ. Hey guys, welcome aboard. It's not my first, it's my first stream on YouTube with this setup, yikes man. Anyways, welcome everybody, welcome. Oh, what have I gotten myself into? So, this just popped into my head and I decided, you know what, why not? It seems like a fun way to see how far I've come in the 4 years that I've been covering Danganronpa, like this channel, very early life, this channel's very early life was not Danganronpa, was not Your Turn to Die, it was Pokemon, it was Golden Sun, it was just a bunch of RPGs that I used to play when I was a kid. And I then found out about Danganronpa when I was in college, and I was like, okay, I need to play this for my small YouTube channel, and like, it just blew up for some reason, especially Danganronpa 1v3 and DRA1. I'll be straight with you, I'm fully prepared to cringe. You have no clue how I'm feeling right now. Also, why did the message show up on my end? But yeah, no, if you're ready to cringe, you're not ready for me to cringe, because I'm gonna be the one talking. 4 years ago, me is gonna be talking. I was a kid back then. I didn't have to pay taxes. Actually, I was an adult, but I was still studying. And some of those takes have drastically changed over the past 4 years. It's not been a smooth transition over the last 4 years. A lot has happened. 2 fan games came and went. Changed my entire perception of the main series. And I'm just like, damn. Alright, let's let's see what we can do, shall we? So, before we actually start watching the videos, I'm perfectly aware that each one is going to take like 2 hours, so I'm probably not even going to finish them all today. That'll be interesting to see which opinions have changed and stayed. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want this playing. I want something more upbeat. That's a bit better. So, I haven't been doing much other than maybe streaming on Twitch every other weekend. Work has been draining me. I've kind of lost most motivation to work on videos, which sucks because I have a half-completed video for the new series I'm working on. The script for the second episode of Your Turn to Die Bridge is 95% complete, but I got into an idea block at how I'm gonna finish that episode. I mean, I know how I want to finish that episode, I just didn't know how I get there. TWD number 11 is in complete limbo, because I've written the introduction and nothing more. So Taka fans are left wanting more. It's just not been fun. I've been going down like 200 miles to the south every single week. It's draining. And motivation-wise, I'm just not doing that hot. But now I have a 2-week holiday, and hopefully I can make the most of it to like reignite some of my motivation, because otherwise I'm fucked. I've also been stuck playing a lot of games lately. Mainly what? Kingdom Hearts again? I've been replaying Kingdom Hearts, yeah. How's the Mori grind set 2 going? Non-existent, unfortunately. I haven't had the time to play a Mori. Just straight up. I wish I had. I want to get back to where I was, but like losing all that progress really was like the nail in the coffin for my motivation. If you guys saw, I haven't uploaded in like 2 months. And the community post 2 days ago was the first bit of interaction I had with you guys in a while. For those of you who haven't been on Twitch. And even on Twitch, I've streamed like once a weekend, if I'm lucky. So, you will die on the first frame of the first video you're gonna watch. Damn, predictions. Alright, probably. I'm just gonna fold into myself and avoid the camera. But no, honestly, I have watched these a few times in the 4 years that have passed, but I don't think I've watched it. I've been there before. Losing progress sucks. Yeah, it does. But yeah, I've watched these top 10s like 3 times each ever since I made them all those years ago. Zeph, how's it going? How's it going, buddy? How are you doing? Hopefully you've been staying safe, man. I heard things are wild over there. Hopefully you've been staying safe lately. I'm having a pretty good day. Holidays started last Friday afternoon. Finally, I have a break from work. I've been waiting for over a year to get that break. It's insane. But I'm here, and we can go and do the things that we want to do. So, I decided to start things off like this to gain motivation once more, like I was saying. And now I'm gonna cringe myself to death. I've never seen these lists. This is gonna be a treat. Oh, you have no fucking clue. I jumped so many sharks. Also, this song is not helping. Oh lord. Oh, we all know what this comes. Oh, what this comes before. We all know that. We all know. We all know. Rest in peace, Setsuka. Anyways, let's just get comfortable because I need to do this. You guys are not ready. We're gonna switch over to this layout really quickly. Oh boy, here it is. The top 10 Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc characters. Lord, I had a shitty ass mic back then. I used my built-in laptop microphone for that shit. It was a treat and a half. I have an echo bigger than if I was inside Monstro the Whale. That shit is not, it's not up to the standards I live to nowadays. Oh lord. It is not up to the standards I live up to nowadays, even if it's admittedly is pretty good peak reaction content. I'm calling it. It's somewhat, yeah. But honestly, it's not even that bad a mic. I did my best to make it as good as possible. But at the end of the day, it was still a built-in laptop microphone. So it was still a piece of shit. And I think this was like the very first big edited video I did. I had done a few other top 10s regarding Golden Sun, but it was mostly like a collage of videos that I just cut and pasted. This was the very first where I said, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna make like custom shit. I'm gonna make a lot of good stuff happen here. I am still kind of proud of what I accomplished with this video, even today, because I was able to almost perfectly recreate the class trial HUD from the nonstop debates. That shit was like the peak of my content back then. I was so proud of it. Hey, Tofu Dispenser, how's it going? Is that a Clover profile picture? Paste. I still need to play Undertale Yellow. But yeah, as I was saying, I was able to recreate, using Photoshop and a bunch of shit, I was able to recreate the nonstop debate HUD from Danganronpa 1, and I was so fucking proud of it. Anyways, that's enough of me talking. We've been going for 10 minutes and I've not done shit. If you guys see like the stream bugging out for a bit, I have a Minecraft server open on the side, so if stuff gets a little wonky, just tell me, I'll close it. But yeah, I'm not ready. 720p, 60 FPS. The YouTube apparently like segmented the video on its own, so that's gonna be fun. Oh lord, oh I'm not ready. Oh, like watching this by myself, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna be in a surprise watching these for the first as well. Damn, not many people watch these. Even though this video is still on my top 10 most watched videos on the channel, I think. I think this was the very first video that went like somewhat viral on my channel. Anyways, without any further ado, I've kept you in suspense long enough. Let's fucking die. If you're wondering why it's 19 seconds in, it's because the first like 20 seconds of the video is a shout out to the Danganronpa subreddit, which back then was incredibly active. You guys have no fucking clue. Anyways, let's just go. I've dawdled on long enough. Let's go. I'm gonna do my best to not to talk over myself. I'm gonna comment whenever I pause.
Nope.
Yeah, good call, Ed. Good call. Also, that hair was a fucking mess.
Oh, it's that time, huh? Nope. Oh, it's that time.
Yeah,
huh?
it's me.
Alright, Eduardo, breathe.
My full
Breathe
name.
deeply.
That haircut was bad.
Danganronpa. More specifically, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. By far my most successful series on the channel, and one of the most gut-punching franchises I've ever touched to this day.
Damn. I still use the Portuguese fucking YouTube layout. That's crazy. Also, yeah, no, I have to close Minecraft. Banana, I'm sorry, man. I know you're playing, but I'm gonna have to close this. I apologize. Gonna have to close this shit. I don't think my internet is appreciating all that much. So I'm just gonna do this. I think it's probably what's causing it. My brother. My brother in Christ, I ordered you to close. Why are you being so rude? There we go. Hopefully that fixes it. The hair looks like mother. Oh damn, y'all gonna roast the shit out of me, and I'm all here for it. Is my internet just bad today? Did I just pick an awful day to do this? Damn, seems like I did, huh? Wow. Wow, I did pick an awful day for this. Okay. Apparently so. Give me a sec, guys. Are we live once more? It would seem we are alive. Dude, my internet just had a full-on crash. I have no fucking clue what happened. Wow. Rude as fuck, if I'm honest. But we're here. I apologize, everybody. Jesus. I'm just gonna wait a bit for everybody to come back, maybe. And hopefully everything sorts itself, because that was ridiculous. That was kind of ridiculous. Are we back? I think we are so back. My guy, I literally can't reopen it. I think it was that caused the internet crash. I can't reopen it until I'm done. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to wait. Gonna have to wait on that Minecraft shit, my boy. You're gonna have to wait. It's not Jover. We're Barack. We're so Barack, brother. Alright, I think... Womp womp. Yeah, end stream. Trust me, I kind of want to. Alright, let's go back to the beginning then. It's fine. We'll watch the beautiful hair once more. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just go for it. The beautiful mane that LeGhost was rocking in 2019, 2020. The hair that he refused to go back to the haircut.
Nope.
Man, I looked awful.
Oh.
That's the third time I roast myself, by the way.
Time, huh? Alright, Eduardo, breathe. Breathe deep.
This is me. This is me right now.
Danganronpa. More specifically, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. By far my most successful series on the channel.
To shout
and
PK
one of the most
fire.
gut-punching franchises I've ever touched to this day.
It's funny because, like I was saying before the internet crashed, it's funny because like I still use the Portuguese layout a bit. You can see this is all written in Portuguese. Ooh, it's so Portuguese.
And here I was thinking that the ending to Golden Sun the Lost
Oh,
Age would be
dude, this
hardcore
ending is
comic
so
book
good.
Emotional my ass. The tale of a large number of high school students, an entire class, forced to kill each other to escape from the hell they didn't create. And I'm ranking the characters? What kind of monster am I?
True.
Soulless bastard here dishing out pain to already troubled characters should go to hell.
True.
Well, yes and no.
No, just
You see,
yes.
After the traumatic experience of the normal game, I was greeted to a little extra called School Mode. I haven't seen everything it has to offer yet, but I have gathered enough to be able to rank my 10 favorite characters from the first game of the series.
Is this your turn to die? Yeah, man, don't you see? This is clearly the final chapter.
Just say that while some of the choices were fairly obvious, there was a point where I actually had to dedicate shower time to think about. Yeah, it was that difficult to decide. There's no character in this game that I fully dislike.
I still stand by this. I think I made it pretty clear throughout TWD that I still stand by this. There's no character in the entire series that I actively hate or dislike. I still stand by it.
Nothing like,
How can
this
I
character
updated the
shouldn't
game?
exist because blah 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 dead.
Oh, Ed, what drugs were you taking back then? I need some right now.
Like, oh, this character shouldn't exist because blah 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 dead.
Jesus Christ.
Nope. For me, every character added its own element to the game, turning it into quite a unique experience for the player to feel. That being said, there are some low points.
What the Sigma? Let's take ibuprofen together.
Anyone who's played this and other Danganronpa titles will know that there are far more than 10 characters in the first installment. That means, let's just say a lot of characters will bite the bullet on this one. Dangan is not going to be enough this time. We'll need a lot of them. Yes, Dangan means what?
That one was, for a laptop mic, this is actually pretty solid. I agree. Also, hi, Super Simputer, how's it going? I agree, I tried to make it as good as it could be. Also, this little line was actually pretty clever, I still think of it.
Dangan is not going to be enough this time. We'll need a lot of them. Yes, Dangan means what? Rules are simple. I like character, I place character. Nothing too fancy this time around. I'll be your guide throughout Hope's Peak Academy's corridors of guaranteed despair.
You need better edits? My good sir, this was my first ever recording laptop. It was a piece of shit. It was a miracle that I was able to edit this at all.
Of course, if you haven't played this game already, or know nothing of Danganronpa, I suggest playing first, as this game is brilliantly designed to be an emotional bomb when played
Ooh,
wrong.
I feel
For
that.
those of you who know how this unfolds, thank you for staying with me. Let's give it everything we've got.
The only time in these top 10s where I used my normal voice for that line. Ah, the transitions. Pretty proud of them still today. Looks like an old TV powering up.
Here's where the problems start. The low tiers of this list were food for my stupid brain for days.
Yep.
Let's just say I damn near had an aneurysm because from number 5 onwards, it became incredibly difficult to pin down who I would want there. But after what I thought...
It feels like I'm fucking dying, man. Jeez, control your breathing.
...was forever, I may have just found the answer I was looking for.
I had a laptop once. Turns out the pirates took away. Oh, that sucks. I feel that.
Without further ado, let's start with...
Hell yeah.
Mondo. Mondo at number 10, huh? Also, this is what I was talking about. This shit took forever to make, and I'm still really proud of it. To be fair, he did say he had an aneurysm. That is true, I did. It was pretty alright-ish. It's not the best I've done yet, but it was by far... This layout is still really good for me anyways. Considering what I had at my disposal in time. That actually looks pretty original, TBH. It's not a perfect recreation. It took like a few days to make. Each one of these little things over here is a numbered entry. Where's the group vote? The group vote. The only time I did a group vote was for the Your Turn to Die top 10. Shit, that one was also fun. Anyways, Mondo at number 10. Do I still agree with this? Yeah, I guess. Not my Your Turn to Die. True. Also, my internet is not happy today, huh? Dude, come on. No, stop. What the fuck? This never happens when I stream to Twitch. It's just YouTube. What the fuck? We close everything else. See if it works. Probably because of this. I remember when DR Crocs did Justice for Mondo. That happens? Damn. I really want to play for that. Anyways, let's keep going.
You know, I think something needs to be said about the supposed meanies, big air quotes.
Alright, I see where you're going. Let's develop it, Ed, come on.
That attitude? Check.
Yeah.
Violent behavior? Check.
Yeah.
Heart of gold? Check. Wait, what? Heartbreak?
Why did I get a chuckle out of me? It's such a stupid thing.
Killing excuse me? Traumatic past? Okay, let's just stop here. I don't want to have to cry already. It's only number 10, damn it.
True.
Mondo is an interesting character that only barely makes it here because of Chapter 2.
Still stand by that. Yeah, Chapter 1 Mondo kind of just existed, if I'm being completely honest. Although I have to admit, the time where he, like, threatened Sayaka's killer if he wanted to mess with the crime scene was pretty badass.
But don't think he's a bad character. As I said, I don't dislike anybody. While that holds true, there is a certain line that once crossed makes me go, I don't dislike them, but I don't care for them either.
Not everything is a fucking
Mondo
JoJo.
is in what I like to call the Schrodinger zone. 90% indifference, 10% tears, 100% number 10 material. Why do I say that?
Jesus Christ.
Well, strap yourselves in. At the beginning of the game, it's Mondo that causes Monokuma to self-destruct, revealing that the black and white despair-inducing bear is not above killing the students himself.
Yeah, it's kind of an important moment, but honestly, more than Mono, that scene just absolutely belongs to Kyoko.
It was a great moment simply because it showed that Mondo wasn't above feeling fear. Once Kyoko told him to let go of Monokuma, he did it.
Bro, you are evil. You are evil. That is not something you type in the chat of something like this.
He feared for his life. It was merely a prelude to what would come on later on. As the game progressed...
Oh, you can tell how nervous I was as well. I made so many recording mistakes. Alright, banana, enjoy your games. I'll tell you when the server reopens. I apologize, I'm pretty sure that was messing with this. But yeah, enjoy, man. And if it's Zenless Zone 0, good luck building your characters.
As it makes its way to Chapter 2, Mondo starts becoming slightly more likable. Mannerisms stay the same, but relationships built are another matter entirely.
Yeah.
Bonus points were attributed once Taka became the bestest of...
Hi Taka, how's it going? I promise your TWD will come out sometime this year. That's the best I got.
Buddies with the biker. Their friendship was believable and completely came out of left field, unexpected to the fucking core.
That's true.
Then... in comes the murder in which Chihiro Fujisaki was the victim. Once the player reaches the climax of that class trial, you eventually figure out that it was indeed Mondo, the one who took away the poor lass's... I mean the poor lad's life.
God damn it. Oh god, I'm not gonna survive. I am not gonna survive until the end of this, chat.
Remember the motive of Chapter 2? The darkest secrets of each character were going to get revealed, right? Mondo couldn't cope with that. Taking it on was bad enough as it was, but when Chihiro demonstrated a willpower strong enough to overcome his own fears, it broke the biker gangster's soul into tiny pieces. The player is finally given a reason as to why it happened. Shame.
What's the gender-neutral term for lads? Bruh, I don't know, actually. Is there one? I never really thought about, like, that. I always just saw Chihiro for what he is. I think it's not that hard. It's not that hard to see it, Chad.
Mondo was ashamed of himself, even if only subconsciously. Ashamed of the actions that led to the worst night of his life. The night his brother Daya met his untimely end.
That's pretty good.
Due to Mondo's selfishness. Ultimately, that event left a scar in Mondo that tormented him until the moment of his execution. He couldn't understand.
Honestly, it's good to see that, like, my reasoning... I was literally wondering the exact same thing yesterday somehow. People are connected, man, I'm telling you. But, like, as I was saying, it's good to see that, like, over the past 4 years, not a lot has changed in my manner of speaking. Just a bit more confident in front of a camera and a microphone, I guess. Still, there are parts of this that I probably will disagree with, starting already with next entry, I think.
How could Chihiro be stronger than him? Strong enough to fight back against...
Oh, my internet is not having a good time, is it? Dude, why? Strong, yep, hold up. No, it is my own. I am losing frames like hell. I don't know what is causing it. Like, I have a really good one. I have a really good internet. I just don't understand how it's doing this. When I stream to Twitch, it just doesn't do that. Let me just adjust the Wi-Fi reset. That'll help a little. But, like, seriously, that's stupid. I seriously don't understand how this is getting so much issue. Too strong. The Wi-Fi is too strong. All right. I hope. I really hope I can do this today, man, because my internet's been fine. It's just when it does this. When it does this, it's just stupid. All right, sync clap. Sync clap over. I think we're back. Like fully. Let's just go for it. All right. Give me a sec. My chair just doesn't like this. This is a common joke in the Twitch chat as well, that the chair just doesn't like me. Anyway, let's try this again from the start. Let's go.
It's his biggest fear. It's this moment in the story that grants him the last possible position in this list.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of you who have played DR1 displayed emotion upon the end of Chapter 2. And it just wouldn't have been possible without Mondo.
I mean, fucking duh, Ed. He's the fucking blackened of Chapter 2. How would you have a good emotional moment if the blackened didn't trigger it? That's always how it is. The exception is probably like Leon or something. Even Teru had his own with his mother. Like, Ed, come on, dude. Wakey.
He's not a bad guy. Just a victim of stupid decisions and an unrelenting past that haunted him.
That's fair.
Well done. Just brilliant.
I still think it is brilliant. I agree. I agree. It is pretty brilliant. Mondo's whole thing in Chapter 2 is pretty brilliant. It's a good contrast. So far, so good. Oh, God. I know exactly who this is, and I'm going to disagree on the placement almost immediately.
Attention. This is a trigger warning. This
God, that's so bad.
So if you're sensitive to these matters, you might as well skip too.
Oh, who am I kidding?
Oh, Lord. Why did I think that was a good idea? Why did I think that was a good idea, man? This reminds me of the... Oh, for fuck's sake, I almost forgot about that.
Triggering will always happen in a list like this, so bring her out, boys.
Hi, Sayaka. Hello. No, she's a lot higher nowadays. Oh, Sayaka Maizono, number 9. What was I thinking? She's probably closer to the top 5 than most other characters. She's a lot higher. She is a lot higher than before. Let's just say that.
Well, here we go. There's a special place reserved in Purgatory, Limbo, or however you fancy people like to call it, for people...
Ghost, I swear to fucking God, what? What's wrong? Come on, tell me. It's important, it's funny.
People who consider the victim of Chapter 1 one of the best characters this game has to offer.
So yeah, based. Yeah, fair enough. But still, honestly, like, specifically after making Sayaka's TWD, alongside, formerly known as the Spilf, Ghost, I swear to fucking... What did I do? What did I do? Chat, I'm being harassed for no reason. Hello? But after making that TWD, honestly, Sayaka went up a lot because I understood her character a lot more.
Too bad for you, for I've got a reservation in there
Everything.
since I was born. So I don't think I need to be coy about my affection toward a character that many consider to be, well, a snake.
Which, admittedly, she is. Let's not get it twisted. She was a snake. She was a little bit of a snake, but there's a lot more behind it, and I don't think I'm going to touch upon everything in this video.
Sayaka's stay in the main game was short.
That's true.
Too short.
That is very true.
Introduced as the first character Makoto can even talk to without feeling like the wimpiest bitch to ever bitch, she's sweet, charming, but above all else, down to earth.
That's true.
Despite
That's all
being
true.
the most idolized pop sensation in the country, Sayaka kept her personality unchanged for the majority of her life.
Every time someone mischaracterizes Sayaka, an angel loses its swing. Listen, I was very young at the time. I was 20. I'm turning 25 this year. I finally understood, like I said, I finally understood Sayaka's character fully after doing her TWD. It was a lot of fun, and after researching like properly and having someone else voice her, especially that cutscene where she explains why she can't afford to be stuck in Hope Speak, I was like, yeah, this character is a lot better than people give her credit for, and she should not have died like that.
That in itself is amazing. she actually started by being my favorite character in the game.
That is also true. Oh man, those early Let's Play episodes. Oh god. Oh, those early LPs. Oh no, I remember that. Oh, for fuck's sake, why?
And I'll bet my 2.5 remaining brain cells that you people know exactly why she lowered so much from the pole position.
Nowadays, I only have 1 brain cell remaining. I'm sorry, guys, it's the truth.
First off, Sayaka and Makoto were the only ones with a shared past, since they came from the same middle school. Somehow, she remembers him. Convenience at its finest.
Never trust the starting Maya Fey character in Danganronpa. Yeah, I see your argument. Although Maya Fey would never. She gets accused a lot, but she would never.
Then, through a mixture of being the cutest early game character and master usage of her smile...
Yeah.
She manages to gain the trust of
The
not
smile.
only Makoto, but
See, that's how it all started. Oh my god, Sayaka. That's how it all started. The smile. That damn smile.
the player too. It's weird, but I feel like Sayaka was made and designed to be likable.
Yeah.
I like to think of her as the teacher of the Danganronpa series.
Oh my god, that's crazy. What? No way. What? Did I really say that? All the way back here?
And designed to be likable. I like to think of her as the teacher of the Danganronpa series.
Wow, okay. Like, even back then I understood her role. That shit's crazy to think about. Because I used these exact words in her TWD as well. It's crazy. Man, alright. I see you, Ed. I see you. We, idiot to idiot communication over time. Let's go.
An awesome character to introduce the player to his new reality.
Yep.
Why is that, you may ask? As I said before, there's a reason that probably everyone knows about as to why she's only number 9, as opposed to the previously mentioned top of the table.
Sayaka dies first. Nagito, Jesus Christ. Shuichi? You're fine. Yeah.
Sayaka, as a character, is the sole driving force of the first chapter in the series.
Yep.
Her presence in the early moments of the game is so powerful that she's the first one to die.
Can we just acknowledge how stupid that sentence sounded like? Yeah, so see, her presence is so powerful that she's the first one to fucking die.
Not only that, she's the first one to attempt murder.
That's also
By
true.
abusing Makoto's trust, she devises a plan to kill Leon Owada, who's not on this list by the way,
Fail.
and almost succeeds.
Epic fail, Leon. Go back to your corner.
Guess on who the blame would be pinned? That's right, Makoto. Sayaka's the one who teaches the player the most
God damn it!
valuable lesson in Danganronpa. Trust no one.
Yep.
Not even who you like most. Because if you do, you might just get backstabbed.
Yep.
I feel like without the Ultimate Pop Sensation's little attempt at treachery, the game would have taken a very different turn.
What do you mean finally? What the fuck do you mean finally? A good ed take. My god. Was my entire top 10 SDRA2 characters not a good take? Huh. Alright.
I also feel confident in saying that it is no stretch to assume that 90% of the people who played Danganronpa 1 started to taking a lot of precautions around fellow classmates in game after Chapter 1. Ultimately,
Every time I breathe, just cut the audio. Ed, don't do it all in one take. Just cut the fucking audio, dude. Just cut the audio. It's not that hard. Just cut it. Do small portions, cut it, and put it back together. It's...
Sayaka built the foundations of Danganronpa. That feeling of distrust is certainly what you'll be feeling most of the game, excluding those gut-punching moments where your room will be pure tear water.
My SDRA2 number 1 was the best take. Oh, she still haunts me, guys. She's in my walls. I need to escape, and I can't.
And you know what? She's cute, dammit. I don't care what anyone says. She earned this spot on the top.
Yeah, I agree, but like I said, nowadays she's probably like number 6 or 5 even. It's kind of hard. Reminder that my brain stopped working during this FD. It actually did, I remember that. Alright, number 8. If I recall correct... Wait, who is number 8? Huh. I don't remember. Oh, shit. Oh, this is a hot take. Oh, God, I remember. She's in my walls. She's in my walls. She's in the goddamn walls. Honestly, this is gonna be a take that this is a hot take. This is a hot take. But I might still agree with it, honestly.
Fitting enough for the choice, since the thing this crazy girl loves is the only thing as unpredictable as her. Hold on to your sanity, folks. Otherwise, you just might fall victim to the ultimate despair.
Oh,
Let's
dude.
give it everything we've got.
Hi, Junko.
It's punishment time!
Hi, Junko. Oh, man.
Fallen to despair, have we now?
And this was the moment where my inner Monokuma woke English. Damn, I had the balls to put Junko at number 8 back then. Oddly enough, I still kind of agree, but when looking at the series as a whole.
No kidding. The endeavor that was made by Kazutaka Kodaka, lead writer of Danganronpa, to make a character whose existence is despair itself is...
Because...
well, scary. But absolutely incredible and brilliant.
But like, wait, that's exactly my point. I was like, I'm like, what was the thought process to put Junko fucking Enoshima at number 8 in DR1 only? Because like, if it wasn't for the rest of the series, I wouldn't. Okay, maybe I put her in the top 3. Yeah. What the fuck was I thinking? Man, I was so stupid back then.
In the villains department, Junko Enoshima is what I would refer to as extremely overqualified for the job.
Yeah.
Let's just say, whatever it is you think is going to work against her, won't. She's always 1,000 steps ahead of, well, pretty much everybody. And don't get me started with Danganronpa 3, alright? I'm talking purely about Trigger Happy Havoc.
I even went out of the way to clarify that. Damn. Okay. Yeah, Ed, congrats on that. Wow. Damn. Okay. I did not remember that I specifically mentioned. Oh no, this is Trigger Happy Havoc only, chat. This is, oh my god. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, next.
Spending most of the game under the guise of Monokuma, headmaster of Hope's-Peak Academy, was actually a genius move.
I agree
especially considering that the player always thought they met Junko at the beginning of the game. Not enough for you?
I'm not done yet.
How about Junko
Hey, BVR, how's it going? You don't have to spoil placements, but I'm just curious. Go ahead, ask me anything.
as a character? After all, we're counting characters here, not alter egos.
God damn it, dude. I'm so dumb.
So might as well talk about the short time Junko truly was in the spotlight. When we're talking of the mastermind of a killing game that involves an entire high school building and 16 students,
It's Toko
you'd
here.
expect some crazy shenanigans out of them.
Gentle reminder, I had not played Ultra Disparagles at this point.
For the most part, that is correct.
And we can all agree that Toko's probably the weakest character in this game. If I'm doing well watching the craziest bronze medal match in badminton so far. Yeah, let's go.
Her introduction is honestly one of the moments that most left me saying what the fuck in a video game.
That's still
it's not
true.
easy for me to be speechless about anything, but this was on a completely different level. When I said number 8 was
Summer, can you disprove me? Toko Fukawa is the weakest character in this game. She's saved by Genocide Jack. As much as I'd like to say otherwise, you know that's true.
unpredictable, I absolutely meant it. Junko switches up her personality like I switch tissues on an allergy day. It's absolutely insane.
That's true still.
1 minute she's British royalty, the other she's depressed, and then all of a sudden she gets, get this, a Monokuma paper cutout over her face and starts making his voice. How crazy are you, Junko?
She's not as weak as Tsumugi. We're talking about Trigger Happy Havoc here. Get your facts straight, good sir. Maybe, but okay. I'm sorry.
Her trial is also, in my most humble of opinions, the best in the game.
I still uphold that. Chapter 6 and Chapter 4 are my favorite trials in this game.
Chapter 6's whole idea of solving every last mystery left to solve, while she keeps a firm grasp on the situation until very near the end, is honestly spectacular and, above all else, incredibly well executed. Throughout that same trial, Junko manages to completely catch
Dude, Computer, Jesus. I didn't mean to flame her like that. Damn.
every single time she's
Yeah,
on
that's fair.
screen. Charismatic to an almost sickening degree.
That is still true. Junko Enoshima is a very fucking charismatic character.
She has everybody wrapped around her little finger. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only reason she lost to everyone else is because of one little factor she didn't saw coming. Makoto.
Yep.
The presence of the ultimate hope in that trial was something that was truly beyond her control. For Junko, Makoto was nothing more than the ultimate lucky student. Learning of his real ultimate talent made her lose some composure, and it was all downhill from there for the remaining Despair sister.
UDG does make Toko better a lot. Yeah, I'd say Toko, like I said, Toko became almost an entirely different character by the end of Ultra Despair Girls.
After being sentenced to
Egg
execution,
boy.
I think most of us were relieved to see such a heartless monster go. That's when she pulls off the most abnormal confession in the game. She's just bored of life. The
Based.
despair originated from failing her plan at the last hurl made her so excited that she went through with her promise to execute herself on the spot, leading way to the ultimate punishment.
Hell yeah.
Bravo, Junko. You've shown me, and a lot of other people, just how far you were willing to go to make your ideals prevail. We need more villains like you.
I still stand by that, but I still stand by what I said. We need more villains like her, just like unapologetically evil for some odd reason. But like, she was overused, and I did go over that in her TWD. She was very much overused. She did not need to be the main antagonist of literally every single fucking game except V3, because V3 is different. Every single Host Speak related game, Junko was the main antagonist, and I did not appreciate that much. She stole the spotlight from Monica. And Monica, for me, was a far better antagonist than Junko was, at least in that game. Moving on. I remember number 7. I remember number 7. And I wish I didn't place this character in number 7. I think she could be at least a number higher, but it was very difficult after a certain point.
So, I've got a confession to make. As I'm writing this, I've already finished watching Danganronpa 3's Despair arc.
Oh, it was around that time. No wonder I sound depressed. Sheesh. Oh, Lord.
And let's just say I'm mentally scarred for fucking life.
Yeah, that's still true.
That being said, I'll do my best to be as impartial making this and any other Danganronpa-related lists.
That makes sense.
I promise, though, it's not gonna be easy. It's a good thing, then, that the next character makes me feel a lot better every time I talk to her.
Yeah, hi Sakura, how's it going? Yeah, probably number 6 nowadays. Not that higher because the competition is kind of stupid, but Sakura is
It
awesome.
must indeed be crazy to not find the most badass to ever badass muscle-filled character ever slightly sympathetic, at least. A person so likable in the form of a giant scary fighter is not exactly an everyday occurrence. Welcome aboard Hope Peak Academy of Bullshit.
Stop dying, Ed.
Is not an everyday occurrence. Where can I even start when talking about her? Oh, that in itself, I suppose.
Yeah, Sakura earns a lot of people's respect simply for being how she is. I fucking love her character.
Yeah, Sakura's a girl. Big deal, right? You could tell from the name, right? What? You couldn't? Well, I'll be damned. Being the ultimate martial artist doesn't sound fitting for a girl, right? Well, that's precisely one of the reasons why she's doing it. Sakura comes from a family of powerful martial artists. Being the last
Hey, it's me,
to inherit
Goku.
the family's massive
Sorry.
dojo, she's determined to become the strongest human on the planet. Thing is, she's not blinded by that goal.
And I think that's what a lot of people miss, honestly. She's not blinded by the goal of becoming the strongest on the planet. She's still human. It's not like a Baki situation where the strongest creature on the planet is a man. It's called creature because he's not human. He's a creature.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that being the strongest goes both ways in her case, those being obviously physical and emotional strengths. I can confidently say that I was never, not once, scared by the possibility of having her as an enemy throughout the entire time she was on screen.
That's true.
And that's because her only wish was to make friends and share happy memories with them. Well, that would be the case if her situation was what we call normal. Chapter 4 centered around Sakura as a whole, beginning with Monokuma revealing her role as the spy for the mastermind of the killing game, and spiraling into a mutual and unforgiving distrust among the surviving students of Hope's Peak Academy. Needless to say, this chapter was incredibly difficult to play for multiple reasons.
I'd say this is probably the most serious entry in this list. It's kind of tough. I don't know if it is. But so far, I fully agree with everything I've said, which is good because that means the TWD for Sakura is gonna be a lot easier to ride when it's her turn.
In fact, I think the main reason she made it to number 7 was all thanks to Chapter 4.
There's the first one. I disagree. I think Sakura over the game just doesn't change a whole lot. Chapter 4 is like her peak. I agree, but like, nah. That she in the other chapter she's really cool too.
Mainly Chapter 4's ending.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
After many hardships within the group, Sakura decides that the best course of action is to commit suicide.
Yep.
I know, I felt that too.
Yeah, we all felt that too. Fuck, that trial still. Ooh. Chapter 5 dude, DR1 DR1's Chapter 5. The more I look at it, it's like good, but then you have the trial. What? That sounds so wrong. No, Tofu, no.
Serious talk here, I don't think suicide is ever the answer to anything. That being said, I kind of understand what she went for here. It was her way of fighting back against the mastermind.
Yeah.
I was remembered of just how much respect I have for the ultimate martial artist upon Monokuma's read of Sakura's suicide notes. In it, she reveals that she was indeed the spy for the mastermind, although it was because she was forced to do so, due to her family's dojo being taken from her. As the killing game went on, Sakura realized that most of her classmates considered her a friend, and slowly, she decided that she wouldn't follow her orders anymore. However, as her secret was revealed, the chaos caused within the group made her understand that she only had one course of action to proceed towards. It's beautifully sad. It's an act that most of us wouldn't or couldn't do that easily. But, above all, it's unfair. Unfair for Sakura. Unfair for Aoi.
And we will talk about Aoi in a bit.
It's just unfair.
I still agree with that.
You know, wherever she is, she's in a better place. Like the big angel she really is.
Okay, now that I've said this, I imagine Sakura and Kanata like side by side, both with wings looking down. And that is an adorable mental image. Or Sakura just picking up Kanata so that she can be on her shoulders. Since they're both angels. Get it? Alright, that's number 7. Yeah, probably could be a number higher, but I don't fully disagree with the placement. The next one, however, oh boy. Hey, mind if I call you GM? How's it going? Thank you. Let's play. I can't read because why is this thing always runs when I'm going to sleep? All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let me guess, donut holes. So this next one, I fully disagree with the placement I gave her here.
I find it funny how many characters in Trigger Happy Havoc make it into this list for their contributions to the main game, and more importantly, to the story. Ready to break the status quo?
Yeah.
Hi, Mukuro. Number 3. Just straight up number 3. My third favorite character in this game. No, yep, next.
And there's the killer. Many of you would be asking for a refund if this was a paid opinion by now.
Alright, so this is like a whole found out Mukuro has a lot of fans, yeah. We can skip this part, it's just a bit of text. Just an example of that, blah blah blah. Next!
How on earth is Mukuro above Junko? In all honesty, I couldn't tell you.
So this isn't counting Danganronpa IF. It's not! I hadn't even read IF by then. I had our Danganronpa summer caps. Yep. I don't know if they're allergy or aversion to letting us see Mukuro how she is. Because we know how she looks, Spike. DR3 exists. DR3 exists. It's that simple. DR3 fucking exists. We know how she looks, what she feels, how she thinks, what she does. What the fuck? We know her. We've seen DR3. Come on. Just let us have it. Please.
It's strange. I had so much to say about Junko, but not about her twin sister. Something's awfully fishy here. Eduardo's playing favorites.
Very true. Like I said, Mukuro's my third favorite character in this game after IF.
If that's what you're thinking, you're 100% correct. But to be fair, I like both of them.
That's also
Don't
true.
Get into a hissy fit for that, please. Introduced as one of the late plot twists of the game, Mukuro is revealed to be the hidden 16th student of the killing school life. Dubbed the ultimate despair by Kyoko, it puts the player on edge for what Chapter 5 would bring. And throughout that same chapter, the mere mention of the name Mukuro is cause for alarm.
That is true.
But let's leave that for now. It's time to do a little rewind to this moment.
It's rewind time.
Hi, I'm Junko Enoshima. Charmed, I'm sure.
Damn. Have you read DR0? I have not actually.
As I said in the number 8 entry, the player only meets Junko Enoshima upon midway through the class trial of Chapter 6. Then, who's this? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mukuro Ikusaba.
Ah, my
the
girl!
ultimate soldier. Alright, it's time I cut the surprised face and sound. Literally everyone here has played the game, and if by some off chance there were some people who ignored the spoiler warning, punishment is waiting for you. Back on track. Mukuro is a unique character because, well, in the grand scheme of things, she wasn't even supposed to be a character.
That's the thing. I fully agree with this statement. It's crazy. Mukuro is the most unique character in this game because she's not really a character in this game. She doesn't, for all intents and purposes, in all records, she doesn't fucking exist. She doesn't exist. She was meant to be a Junko placeholder. That's it. It's fucking insane.
She was just there to take Junko's place, while Junko herself just completely eliminated the memories out of everybody else. You see, the killing school life was orchestrated by the two sisters. In fact, their whole gimmick was, well, despair. They were known as the Despair Sisters and were behind what was later known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Or simply the tragedy.
Hey guys, did you guys know about the most awful, most tragic event in human history?
Even knowing this, something about Mukuro just impresses me far beyond what Junko was able to do. When I said I was going to break the status quo, what did you think I meant? Maybe Danganronpa 3, perhaps Danganronpa IF?
Oh wait, no, I knew Mukuro was like the main protagonist of IF, but I hadn't read it yet.
None of those. Like I said in Junko's entry, I'm focusing purely on Trigger Happy Havoc.
Twice! I said it twice!
And, wouldn't you know, I am lucky enough to possess the Steam version. Everyone, meet School Mode.
Again.
Being the second student to die in the main game didn't do any favors to Mukuro's character.
I hate how in Danganronpa there are two major events with incredibly similar names. Yep, there are!
So, I had to find some other way to assess her existence.
Also, GM, yeah, like when I did the TWD for Junko, my entire argument that like dropped her considerably was that she was behind everything, and every other like possible antagonist got their thunder stolen by her, especially Monica Toa. How many of the lists are you doing today? I want to do at least 2.
School Mode might not be considered canon, big air quotes, but it provided just that little extra I was looking for.
I want to get to at least DR2 because the Danganronpa 2 list I remember is really, really interesting.
And my god, it's beautiful. In terms of top 10 material, School Mode has some unique features, mainly the trip tickets. Once you've reached 10 successful trip ticket uses with any one character, you unlock their School Mode ending. We'll go back to that one later on. The other unique feature is called Trigger Happy Heart, where Makoto
What a fucking corny ass name.
can magically read people's fucking minds.
Dude, my V3 top 10, I think it's the sorry, it's the most unique one. It's the most unique one I've done because it's supposed to be as meta as the game itself. So, if we get there, I hope you're still around.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Point is, Mukuro's thoughts are very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's
While
true.
That is true. It's the School Mode ending that gets her this high. Clip that I'm going to play right now.
I love this ending, but I'm gonna have to lower the volume because this shit is loud as hell, and I forgot to temper with it when I was doing it. I fucking love this ending. God.
And
I love this ending. It's so telling of Mukuro's character. I don't understand. Is that a foreshadow? Like, I don't understand how people can say Mukuro doesn't have, like, a personality when shit like this exists. Yeah, it's non-canon, technically, but, like, this is still her saying. This was approved by the writers of the game. What the fuck are you on about?
Aww.
It's not just a silly metaphor.
Huh?
And this is also why Makoto is such a great character.
And
I do want to believe that there's
7.
something better. How much DR2 would have changed? I mean, knowing DR3's despair arc happens before Danganronpa 1, would it have changed much? Actually, yeah, it would have, simply because of the fact that Chihiro was alive. If Chihiro was alive during Danganronpa 2, I'm fairly confident Danganronpa 2 would not have happened. Just at all.
and
I don't understand a word you're saying.
yeah.
This ending is a little long, but honestly, I think it was worth it to place it here. Chihiro is the goat of everything in Danganronpa. I explained it thoroughly in his TWD. We get lost if we run into trouble. We can run away from that too, together. Makoto. Just Makoto. He exists. He's good. She still looked troubled somehow. All I wanted was to make her feel better, so without thinking I took her hand. She looked surprised, but then she gripped my hand in response. So tight it hurt. It's fucking, you got a handshake from the ultimate soldier and you survived. Congratulations, man. Is there a list, at least for your least favorite? Nope, never. Never did that. The Junko I'd seen before and the Junko I was seeing now, it was almost like there were two of her. Boom. Boom. Do I have to say anything else? I will never let go of her hand.
I mean, I don't really have to say anything else, do I?
You don't.
This ending alone makes Mukuro stand above her sibling in this countdown. I'm not going to lie, I haven't read Danganronpa IF yet, But if this ending made me emotional, and IF seems to focus on the ultimate soldier, I might need a whole box of tissues.
No, you're wrong. IF is not about the emotional beats. IF is just Mukuro being the absolute badass she is.
Thank you, Mukuro. Search for your dream. Search to your heart's content. And never, ever look back.
I always had these corny lines towards the characters, huh? Oh, I know who number 5 is! So if you guys know, my most legendary rant was on TWD number 4. Y'all are not ready.
Alright, top 5. This is where the list becomes a little easier to manage.
This person's probably lowered a few numbers.
Up until now, it was the harder part of the countdown to make. Now, who is it that kicks off the lower half of the top? Nobody else but the ultimate prodigal asshole himself.
Naturally.
It's a me, motherfucker. It's a me.
Here's a little story. There was once a blonde douchebag with glasses wearing some sort of business suit that went around telling people they were all inferior to him. Eduardo, as in me, wanted this douchebag to bite the dust in the game. Guess what? He didn't. Final result? I started liking him as a character. Byakuya.
God, I fucking
Everybody
love
knows
this.
you and your temperament. Cold and calculated to the last argument you might have. Infuriating. And I'm going to be totally honest, after your scummy actions in Chapter 2, I was about to jump inside my monitor and choke the life out of you myself.
Even back then, chat. Even back then, I was like that. Even back then. That rant in TWD number 4 was like 3 years worth of bottled up emotions.
So how, pray tell, are you in the number 5 spot on my top 10 list? Want an honest answer? I have absolutely no idea. I was minding my own business with Danganronpa when suddenly, one day, Byakuya went all like...
This scene is still so fucking good, though. It is still such a good scene. I still prefer Ray. Me too.
Naturally.
This is such a good fucking scene, though. Although, yes, Ray Mekaru did it better because the sacrifice. Actually, no, I can't compare it because I think both Sakura and Satsuki's sacrifice are on the same level.
Don't
Although,
make me
even if I prefer Satsuki overall.
What? It's all clear now.
This is literally Ray Mekaru.
And boom, he made his way into...
I forgot I added that. Hold up, I need to read that again.
And boom.
Out of the way, commoners, I must travel at relatively high speeds. Gotta go fast, chat.
He made his way into my top 10. Obviously, it wasn't as easy as that, but the point lingers. Chapter 4 was a
Dude, what the
huge
fuck?
turning point for the remaining survivors, especially for Byakuya.
He apparently thought of what if Byakuya but girl. Man, my top 10 entry for Ray is even funnier if that's true. Because that's literally how I open it.
While his whole attitude and demeanor of superiority towards others didn't change all that much, I believe he took the fact that he couldn't solve a murder like before very personally. Mainly because it had been a suicide that started in somebody else's feelings. Something he never had to care for before. I've gotta be absolutely honest here. Byakuya Togami, pre-Chapter 4, was absolutely detestable.
Yes. You're right, Ed. Good job. Also, Summer, you're telling a person that is somehow a bigger red flag than Byakuya to run from a red flag. That is all.
There were no redeeming qualities in him whatsoever.
That's true!
When Aoi just slapped some frustration onto him in said chat.
It's funny because this episode got an audio issue, so I had to do like a little voiceover over it. And I vividly remember recording this episode, and I'm just like, yeah, I fucking slapped the shit out of him.
But as soon as he said those words, I knew the end of the game was going to get a lot more interesting. Aside from the obvious meme of
Tell them, Makoto.
we can all
Where did I get that image?
as evidence when Aoi just
Yeah,
slaps
yeah,
him for
yeah.
switch
Shut up.
one time
I
and
want to
such
see the
that.
image again.
But as soon as he said those words, I knew the
Tell them.
Yep, there it is. This is cursed. This is fucking cursed. Where did I get this? Makoto looks so fucking done with life.
Makoto.
We can all agree that he was the one that completed the trifecta of the murder solvers with Makoto and Kyoko, even if he was less than enjoyable. Post Chapter 4 Byakuya shows us a very different side of the ultimate affluent progeny.
That's true.
With him showing some degree of concern for his classmates and, more importantly, appearing to be dead focused in his mission, ending the mastermind's life.
Red Flag Olympic Games of 2024? That's a stomp. Kanade fucking destroys everyone else. What are you on about?
It's almost admirable the dedication that he puts into solving every mystery of Hope's Peak Academy. The way he, big air quotes, commands the remaining survivors in Chapter 5 is proof of that. With Kyoko gone doing her own research, it fell to Byakuya the responsibility of managing the class. Well, sort of anyways. While in this period of time, he and the others dismantled a fucking Monokuma robot. Dismantled.
I love how
Not to
Aoi
mention that it is
and
thanks to
Byakuya
him
were
that
not
Makoto
doing
came
shit.
to know a lot of information on Mukuro Ikusaba as the ultimate soldier. The reveal of the mercenary corps known as Fenrir honestly blew my mind.
Can we just admit that calling a mercenary corps Fenrir is the most badass thing ever? The Wolf of Ragnarok, everybody.
The only downside to this new and improved Byakuya is, well, the short screen time.
That's true.
Throughout the majority of the game, he's not like this. He views the Killing School game as, well, an actual game, with 1 winner and 14 losers. In his eyes, it was meant to happen. His victory was all but assured, for he was Byakuya Togami, the ultimate affluent progeny, heir to a fortune most can't even imagine.
Oh, it peaked.
Who else
Oh, the microphone peaked. Oh, Ed, you were slipping.
was fit to win this game but him? Combine that with Chapter 2's Byakuya, one of the absolutely worst people both in-game and in real life that I ever had the displeasure of seeing in action, and yeah, number 5. If there's anything I can't tolerate, are lies and deceit in general. What he did with
That's
the victim
true.
of Chapter 2 is unforgivable.
That's also true.
There you go, asshole. Enjoy being middle of the fucking table.
Yeah, you saw, like, the beginnings of that legendary TWD rant there. Probably number 7 nowadays, if I'm honest. Other characters climbing up like Sayaka and Mukuro really changed the things. Anyways. Ooh, I had to brush up what's poppin'. We're going to number 4. And number 4, I think, is the only character that I would keep alongside maybe Mondo in that position, because I don't know who else could be here.
After the event that was number 5, I need a break. Like, a really good break. There's nobody better for this, don't you think, Aoi?
You got it!
Aoi Asahina! We love our swimmer girl, that's all.
Nothing satisfies me more than seeing the queen of all donuts in the top 4. She deserves it, and I mean that. You see, Ultimate Swimming Pro has it rough throughout the entire game.
Not many people think about this, but Aoi goes through so much shit in this game. Like, yeah, she's a beat through most of it, but she is enduring it all. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Rough like 'tis but a scratch. No. I'm talking shit like immense psychological torture. While that stands true for most of the cast of Danganronpa 1, I have to be honest. I felt this with Aoi.
That is still
It's as if
true.
I was there with her every time she broke down in tears. There are very
Oh my god, that CG is so true.
few characters with the ability to make me imagine myself standing next.
This is also true, by the way. If you guys, I know most of you know N because it's N. Hey, Minipixels, how's it going? What a CG. But honestly, most of you know N because Pokemon, but like the other character is very close.
To them, experiencing.
Hey,
the
Mock,
moments.
how's it going?
The fact that she can pull this
Oh,
off
this was
so
legit the best live stream I
easily
could
was enough
watch.
for her to
Damn,
be in
welcome
this
aboard.
countdown.
I hope.
The rest
I hope you get better with your headache. Welcome aboard, man.
Were just bonus points.
Planning on playing Golden
But I
Season?
gotta
You
say,
should. It's good.
She has a lot of bonus in her favor. For starters, I think she's easily the most likable character from the start of the game and stays that way until the very end.
Yeah.
After the shit she went through, it's not easy maintaining her identity. Hell, the last entry was all about how the Killing School game changed someone else's identity.
I fully
Can
agree.
I just say how refreshing it is to have a character like her to be a part of the surviving cast?
I think that's really what got her this high, is just the fact that she survived.
Because it is. In the midst of all the serious talking, shocking revelations, having someone who just knows how to crack a big smile is A tier, in my opinion.
How are you doing so far? Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's pretty good today, honestly. Started my holidays and decided to regain some motivation by watching some of my old videos, because I have been kind of lacking in the motivation department, like I said at the start of the stream.
just love Aoi as a whole. All of her character is extremely compelling. But, just like Byakuya, there is somewhat of a breaking point for her. And once again, it boils down to Chapter 4.
Can we just acknowledge how important this game's... like, just overall, Danganronpa has this weird tendency. Chapter 4's, like, the fourth chapters in each game, be it, like, main series or fan games, Chapter 4 usually, like, has really important stakes. Like, there's a lot of changes that comes from normally the class trials in that chapter. Like, it's every single one of them. There's no exception I can think of. Even UDG is like that. Can you... yeah,
Since
thanks.
the whole chapter focused on
Oh, he
Sakura,
peeked
her
again.
best friend, it's natural that upon the death of said friend, the attention would turn to Aoi herself.
I agree.
And that's exactly what happened. I believe that Aoi didn't really want to kill anyone.
And
She
I
was
also
just
believe
overcome
that
by
still.
Grief. Grief that, as she read the piece of paper that she assumed to be Sakura's suicide note, transformed into rage. And rage, my friends, is a powerful and unyielding source of fuel. Accounting everyone responsible for the death of Sakura, she tried to mislead the investigation. At one point, I actually couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was unthinkable. Aoi, of all people? I even considered disliking her at some point.
Exaggerating. I never once considered that, because I fully understood her shortly after.
It took until the very end of the game to realize why she did what she did. Even with the explanation she gave, it still baffled me. She did it out of love.
And that is still
I'm not
true.
talking about that. I'm talking in a more general sense of the word love. There was a point where her rage blinded her, yes. But that's because her love for Sakura made her seem in her eyes responsible for her dear friend's death. Her and everybody else. After Monokuma read the real suicide note left behind by the ultimate martial artist, Aoi finally realized that her actions were wrong all along. Another web of lies expertly crafted by the mastermind Junko Enoshima.
Hi, Junko. Jesus Christ, just look at chapter 2. Yeah. You're doing great, everyone. If you aren't, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate
She
that.
sort of returned
And
to
I'm
her
pretty sure
usual
everyone else
quirky
does
and
too.
adorable self in Chapter 5. Although I believe she started making more questions to herself, like what would Sakura do here, as evidenced by Chapter 6's awakening from despair. I gotta say that the real world...
Oh god, this free time events. Ow, in what world is that true? Come on. Come on!
needs more people like Aoi. She's just so nice. Like, probably one of the characters I enjoy hanging out with the most, be it in free time events or school mode. I just adore her. Adore
That's
her
true.
to bits, and I wish she has a happy life in the future she and the others created. You deserve peace, Aoi
But
Asahina.
pretty much that's
You've
what
given
happens
so
right
much
after DR3.
and got nothing in return. You ask nothing in return.
That is
And
true.
that is someone truly worth being close friends with.
I stick by that. I fully agree with everything I said about Aoi. Alright, chat, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quickly. I will be right back, but we're entering the top 3 of this, and let me tell you, there are some changes I would do. I will be right back, chat. I hope y'all enjoyed the 5 seconds of chair stream. Got a feeling I know who the top 2 are. I mean, I've said that before many times on different streams and videos. So yeah, I'm fairly certain you know who my top 2 are. But my top 2 are no secret in this game. I don't think they ever changed ever since they started being my top 2. Let's go! Number 3, baby. Let's see who it is. No longer number 3, by the way. Probably number 5 now.
It's ya boy.
No, that's wrong.
Hi, Makoto.
As if I even have to say it. Luck be a lady.
Oh, he
tonight,
peaked again?
people, and only the finest.
He's getting emotional.
Beauty's capable of. An average, ordinary, everyday student converted into the ultimate lucky student is a character introduction that far outclasses most of the games I've played.
That is still kind of true. Just like, oh, here's a piece of paper. You're now the ultimate lucky student. Enter this school full of privileged little shits, probably. Enjoy!
If that wasn't enough, this guy is literally one of the
Byakuya is the ultimate nepo baby. You know what? It's true. It's true.
most recognized faces when talking Danganronpa. It's not like he's the protagonist of the first game or anything, right?
My life is pure hope. This was before I discovered that outlines for words were a thing, so I just used light blue for the letters.
When talking about Makoto Naegi, one must keep 2 things in mind. First, luck is absolutely bullshit.
That is true. All over Danganronpa, luck is an absolutely bullshit thing. The old videos are of legendary quality. So true.
Second, hope is the only way forward. Got all that? Good.
Hope.
Let's address both points. I don't know who makes the criteria for the lottery in which he was chosen as the ultimate lucky student, but they should have been fired, because that lottery was absolutely rigged. The poor bastard is honestly extremely unlucky throughout the majority of the game.
It's so true. Like, all of that is true. I think I mentioned it in my first ever TWD, which was about Makoto. How unlucky this fucker actually is. Like, what? How is this man the ultimate lucky student? Widescreen before the freaking top 3. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the transitions are the old TV turn up. Like, when you turn on an old TV, the static, yeah, that's the transition, I'm sorry. The products are so funny in hindsight. Like, we have Kyoko, who's an actual detective who's more than capable of solving cases, and then Makoto, who can do the same thing almost equally. That, I mean, he's a little hand-holdy. He has his hand holded, English. He has his hand held most of the time. But, like, yeah, I agree.
In fact, his talent only shines through upon his fucking execution.
That's so
He had
true.
to wait for a chance to die for his talent to function properly.
That's so true, though. Like, he had to wait for a chance to die for his ultimate luck to actually trigger.
Better yet, it wasn't really his talent that saved him, but rather the actions he undertook earlier with Alter Ego. But let's leave technicalities behind and talk about Makoto as a character. He's not a fantastic protagonist. Far from it, actually.
Yeah, I kind of still agree with that.
More than half of the game, he seems to always seek to take the metaphorical hand of Kyoko, who basically solves shit for him to tell everyone else. While Makoto eventually develops basic logic functions, it's kind of aggravating that the main character of the game needs so much help to help others.
This is probably one of my favorite phrases from this top 10. It's kind of aggravating that the main character of a visual novel or game, I think I said game, of a game like this, needs so much help to do his job, which is to help others. It's so true.
I don't know what I was expecting from the character who's told time and time again to tell them. But still, you'd think the protagonist of the story would make some relevant discoveries on his own, not relying on
That
anybody
is true.
else, right? Well, if you want that, you gotta wait until the end game for it. Other than that, though, I find Makoto to be extremely likable. His attitude towards others, the way he wants to get along with everybody else, how he wants to be friends with the rest of the cast, it's also so full of hope. You remember when I told you that Makoto sees hope as the only way forward? While that remains true for the entirety of the game, you don't
Also, callback. This was the only time in the entire game where Makoto actually swears. I'm fucking sure of that. That thing I said about Makoto applies to Hajime and Kaede, like the Haji memes has amnesia and Kaede talent isn't even close to murder case related. That is true. But Hajime was never really dumb, even with amnesia.
hope as the only way forward. While that remains true
You're
for
so
the
full of
entirety of the
shit.
game, you don't really understand it until chapter 5. And by that point, it's pretty
She's a JoJo fangirl, Mak. It's not that.
clear that something was being set up. It takes until the very end of the game to make the protagonist an actual fucking protagonist. It's
That is true, though. It takes until the end of the game for the protagonist to be a protagonist. Now that I look at it, it would be this list would need to be so much. It would need such a rework for it to be accurate to today's standards. I don't know if I'll ever redo it. Might do it like a few years down the line, but honestly, there's a lot of shit that I would change here.
It's weird. The more I say, the more it seems like it doesn't have a reason to be in my top 3.
That's true.
Well, say hello to chapter 6.
But that's also true. See, that's the thing. It went from Normiek to whatever Nagito is. Why can I imagine some of the characters singing the Goofy Goober theme song? Because they probably would. But like, yeah, so I was complaining about it until now, but like, chapter 6 really makes Makoto shine. And that's what got him into the top 3, I'm pretty sure.
I think everyone who's played Danganronpa 1 can say for sure that Makoto is the one who shines brightest here. The investigation is honestly underwhelming.
Yeah.
But the class trial is something else entirely. The true battle of the last chapter of the game becomes fairly obvious. Makoto versus Junko. Hope versus despair.
Yep.
As Junko herself said, two sides of the same coin.
This line is still
divided
so
by a
important.
razor-thin line. Such are hope and despair. This is Makoto.
Oh, he peaked again.
Naegi. This is the protagonist that was missing the entire game. This is the ultimate hope. In fact, him standing up to Junko's minimalistic yet haunting speech of how if she died, it meant everyone's death was probably one of the best moments in the entire game. That, combined with the bullet time battle between Makoto and Junko, create two of the most iconic lines in Danganronpa history.
Basically, it's saying it's not the full clip because the Let's Play I was using cut like the words midway through, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Can we just acknowledge how fun this minigame is?
Despair into tomorrow. Despair into your
Hope keeps on going. Yeah, hope keeps on going. That's pretty much the message of the first game.
I mean, that's really all he needs to be here in all honesty. Makoto Naegi.
Yeah.
I truly believe you are the ultimate hope.
He went to bed until he was 11, yet he's the ultimate hope. Anyways, top 2, let's go. Top 2. These two characters have stayed unchanged up until today. I love spam clicking.
3 words for this one. Come
Oh.
on, say it with me.
Oh, I fucked that up. I'm gonna peek my microphone a lot here, so I apologize.
New World Order.
That's right.
Yeah, the theme song for Kyoko Kirigiri. Yeah, this doesn't change.
Who, in their sanest state of mind,
Wetter
have
is the best.
guts to dismiss this beauty of a crime solver as one of the best characters, not only in the first game, but
Purple
in the
Ray
whole
from Evangelion,
series?
true.
If you thought that the answer was me, I suggest you go look somewhere else, because praise has been in high demand lately, and largely due to the actions of Kyoko Kirigiri.
Honestly speaking, Kyoko was close to becoming number 1, simply for the fact, like, after after the TWD I did on her. But Chihiro is still Chihiro.
I don't even know where to begin, and frankly, I'm also terrified to begin because I don't know if I'll ever stop. Okay, how about this for a start? Remember how I said Makoto needed help to figure shit out for most of the game? Meet the person who held his hand through the first half of Danganronpa 1. Like seriously, the number of saves made by the ultimate detective is sort of ridiculous. Take, for instance, chapter 2. She was able to pinpoint Mondo as the killer simply because he referred to the victim, Chihiro, as dude.
Yeah, that's still kind of crazy, honestly. That's still kind of fucking crazy. Oh, wears a lot of purple? Yo, let's go. Purple is a cool color, honestly. Except if you're the purple guy. It's been so long.
Everyone thought that he was a girl. That's insane. A single sleep of the tongue that no ordinary person would be even able to see as odd. Much less use it to identify a killer.
That's fair,
And yet,
Summer. I know a lot of
did it
people.
like it was nothing. Her cool demeanor.
Wait, was that Byakuya? Was that I added Byakuya, didn't I?
Identify a killer. And yet,
I saw
Kyoko
Byakuya.
did it like it was nothing.
On my way to make Naegi tell them. God damn it. I was funny at certain points. Certain points.
Her cool demeanor, outstanding presence throughout the whole game, and most importantly, her sharp and cunning mind during investigations made her
Get
one of my
Hifumi off the
instant
screen.
favorites. However, I believe that the thing that made her
Gag.
the undisputed number 2 spot was her background. At the beginning, we know nothing from Kyoko.
Implying you're not still funny now? I was funnier back then.
Her face, as described by Makoto himself, was an iron mask. You couldn't read her, and if I'm being honest here, I was fucking terrified of her.
I love that. I'm probably not even gonna touch on why I love her character so much. But like, I already knew I liked her, and the TWD I did on her only made my love for her character stronger somehow. That's kind of crazy. That's insane. I didn't think it was possible.
I didn't know what to expect. It wasn't until chapter 1's investigation that I
she
started
just stares
to
at
truly
you.
appreciate Kyoko's character. As one of the few people that didn't suspect Makoto of the murder of Sayaka Maizono, she probably solves the case in an instant.
Can we also
and
just agree how much of a bop New World Order is? It's such a good song.
she doesn't end the class trial in that time. Instead, she decides to let Makoto figure the case out himself. Also that he discovers the truth on his own. The betrayal of Sayaka. At the end of the trial, the dialogue between the two made me like Kyoko. A lot. From that point forward, I felt like I could trust her somewhat unconditionally. Like I said, after Sayaka's backstab, it was hard finding someone totally trustworthy. But Kyoko was definitely up there. I think it took me until chapter 3's finale to realize that it was alright to really trust her. Which is why chapter 4 was so hard
Oh,
for me.
Makoto, you fumbled it. You fumbled it in this chapter, dude. I remember being so angry with the choices that the game was forced to make me. Hang on, yeah, rewind. Kyoko, you could have just told everyone it was Leon. Yeah, but she didn't because she wanted Makoto to figure out. I literally explained it. She wanted Makoto to understand, yeah, you can't just, like, trust everybody.
Since Makoto made that stupid decision to not tell her about Sakura,
That is true.
it broke me seeing Kyoko avoiding him because I really enjoyed talking with her. However, chapter 5 is where my admiration for her turned into a sort of an obsession.
Can we talk about this chapter name? Kodaka was fucking cooking.
While she certainly tries to free herself from the accusations of Mukuro's death, she knows this trial is a facade.
Skull
And yet,
emoji.
She does nothing about it. Not because she didn't care, but because she was the best chance the others had to find out the real mastermind behind the Killing School game. Kyoko even admits that herself.
This moment is so good.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
And this was actually the only point that I actually like.
So
Yeah, you kinda abandoned him. He could have died.
you
He could have died, Kyoko. What would you have done then?
indeed.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
However,
Why did Kyoko want to help Makoto after chapter 1? Because Sayaka's murder is the only murder where he got a close connection to the events? That's a good point. I don't know. Oh, shit, I forgot to. If nothing, she's loyal. Who else is willing to jump down a garbage to save their boy toy? Yeah, what was I saying? Why can't I... Where's the fucking... Good. But yeah, as I was saying, shit, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I don't know how much Kyoko knew after chapter 1, she took a while to figure out a few things that the others didn't. By chapter 5, she had a pretty good understanding of what was happening.
She wanted to survive, but not at any cost. I think she displays a lot of emotion upon Makoto's execution sequence, and is ultimately relieved upon seeing him survive. Of course, I can't talk about her without mentioning the reveal of Chapter 6.
5.
Kyoko is the headmaster's daughter. One of the biggest plot twists of the late game, it worked as a sort of bombshell that connected all the way back to the first scene of the game. The execution scene blast.
Can we get an F in the chat for my boy Jin Kirigiri? Can we get an F in the chat? Actually, Jin did some questionable things in DR3 as well. Let's not forget. We don't forget what the director's board of Host Peak Academy did during DR3. That one's gonna be good.
Off. We finally know who was killed and why. It was starting to make sense. And of course, it's Kyoko that has the honor of giving the title of Ultimate Hope to Makoto when he stood up to Junko Enoshima.
No, F is alright.
In doubt, Kyoko Kirigiri is your best bet.
Pretty sure Jin fought against the Izuru Kamakura project. Anyways, chats. Pretty sure all of you know what's coming. I have not been too coy in my talk about this character over the past few years. And yeah, let's go. Yep, let's do this.
Come on, let's be real here. There has been an odd absence throughout the entire countdown. A character so monumentally important and charming that I just couldn't put it anywhere else but number 1. I think you all know who I'm talking about.
That's another flashback.
Fellow fans of Danganronpa, introducing the cinnamon roll of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, Chihiro Fujisaki!
My baby boy! My baby boy!
Not expecting that one? Don't lie. We all saw this coming. This ain't Persona 5, damn it. What kind of soulless bastard would I need to be to absolutely disregard my affection and sincere love towards my personal favorite of Danganronpa 1? The ultimate programmer, Chihiro Fujisaki,
I peaked a lot in this
is
one.
an A-tier, scratch that, S-tier character that had a criminally underwhelming
Oh, no
amount
worries,
of
Summer,
screen
enjoy.
time. So, where should I start with? When Makoto first meets Chihiro, it's fairly obvious that something's wrong. Incredibly insecure, seemingly fragile, and very afraid to talk. It was clear from the beginning that Chihiro had a severe inferiority complex. And being completely honest, the impact this character caused in the earliest moments in the game was tame, at best.
Yeah.
Which is a strange thing to say, don't you think?
Yeah, Chihiro kind of just existed throughout the first 2 chapters until the end of chapter 2. But like the fact that he existed at all is just enough for the plot to advance. Like, can we just acknowledge without him, Danganronpa 2 would not have existed. His efforts made Danganronpa 2 possible. That's just crazy. That's crazy for me.
In many of the prior entries, Chihiro was the victim of Chapter 2.
Oh, sorry.
So, how do we go about analyzing this character? There are several branches to choose here, so I'll start with Chapter 2 itself. I've already talked about this in previous entries, so I'll keep it short. This chapter's motive revolved around the darkest secrets of each character that survived Chapter 1, i.e. everybody but Sayaka, Leon, and, big air quotes, Junko. Chihiro's secret was the fact that he cross-dressed. Ah, yes, assumptions out of the way, Chihiro's not a girl. He only dressed like a girl for most of his life.
Oh, no worries, Summer,
Once
enjoy.
Again, it all connects to that inferiority complex. As a boy, Chihiro was fragile and weak, and he kept hearing that from everyone around him. That's
What
why
kind
he
of
decided
bullshit
to start
assholes do you need to
cross-dressing.
be to do that?
What started as a way to escape his own weakness spiraled into a self-damaging inferiority complex that haunted Chihiro for the rest of his life.
Yep.
When that secret was about to be revealed, he did what I considered to be a very bold move. Chihiro confronted his fears. His character growth in Chapter 2 is astonishing.
That is true.
Always talking about getting stronger both physically and mentally.
And then we arrive at the place where I say Kazutaka Kodaka is allergic to character development for characters he does not care about. We're gonna get into that in a bit in Danganronpa 2, trust me.
And that's what ultimately gets him killed. Again, that has previously been explained.
when fanboys didn't get rich from it,
a
true.
lot when I finished recording the end of chapter 2. Chihiro deserved better. Way better.
That's true.
The second branch was his post-death importance. You thought Sayaka and Sakura were influential? Son, you haven't seen anything. Chihiro's legacy on the 78th class is astronomical, and I absolutely mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Alter Ego. Somehow, someway, this artificial intelligence program becomes a—
Oh, hold up, I'm here. I think we're back. I just noticed it a little too late. We're back? Sync clap, we're back, yeah? Hello, 1, 2, 3, are we back? Can we confirm, are we back? Are we so back? It's not Jover. Are we back, chat? Chat? We're back. Alright, I did send the message anyways, but we're back. We are so back, chat. We are back. We are so back, man. That one, it's Joe back. We are back, we're back. Sorry about that. My internet crashed once more, but we're back. It's not Jover, we're so back. Let's keep moving, let's keep going, and let's do the thing. What was I doing again? Right, this. Right.
This is because I consider it to be some sort of extension of Chihiro's own character.
Yeah, so see, this is what I was saying. This is still Chihiro Fujisaki for me, and yeah. Joe Tazuna, your turn to die reference. Who is Joe?
Need a reminder of what saved Makoto's ass from his own execution?
True.
Or what about the catalyst of chapter 3?
Kanade's been living in my wall, so that's definitely possible.
Needless to say, Alter Ego is both a game changer and an eye-opener. It tells the player that despite his issues, despite his own insecurity, Chihiro was trying his best to save everyone, even before Sayaka's murder.
Like I said before the power went out, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that Chihiro had been working on Alter Ego ever since the start of the game. So, yeah. That's basically what I said, and it got cut because my internet decided to die. So yeah, that was fun.
Alter Ego's own growth mirrors Chihiro's in chapter 2, starting off as somewhat insecure of his own capabilities, and then developing into a caring and loving friend to the cast of Danganronpa 1. Which is why it broke my heart to see him get executed.
Yeah, this execution
Since
fucking
chapter 4 didn't
sucks.
have a blackened, Monokuma, or rather Junko, used this chance to kill off Alter Ego when he entered the network. And yet, like I said, it was him that allowed Makoto a chance to live. By using his last ounce of energy, while planted in the network, Alter Ego stopped the machine that would crush the ultimate lucky student. Ultimately, Chihiro Fujisaki manages to not only be one of the most adorable beings in fictional history,
Stand by that.
but also becomes one of the most important characters in the game.
And the series.
That's why I adore him. Sure, he might have cross-dressed, and sure, he might have looked weak, but I believe that he was actually the strongest character in the game.
Yeah, this text is actually accurate. Second strongest, Sakura still exists.
Without him, many of the things wouldn't have happened. Chihiro Fujisaki is, therefore, my favorite character in Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and a brilliant finale to this countdown.
Oh, that's the first top 10. It's a little easier than I thought it'd be. Old Ed, there's nothing wrong with cross-dressing. This was 4 years ago. Chill out. My standards have changed. The world's standards have changed.
Hello.
Ah! Jump scare! I got jump scared by myself.
Hello everyone.
And I did cut my hair. Look at him. Look at the boy. I am a...
Thank you all so much for watching my top...
No, shut up. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares! Cross-dressing sounds fun. I wouldn't personally, but I don't judge anybody who would. Wow, that was a spoiler and a half right there. Okay, next up, what do we have? 720p, 60 FPS, Danganronpa 2. I think I took my artistic level to my artistic stuff to another level altogether in this top 10. I did the same thing I did in the Danganronpa one. So DR2 is happening, yes. V3 might not, but DR2 is definitely happening. Actually, do cross-dress? Yo, power to you, man. That sounds fun. What was I saying again? Right. I did the same thing with DR2 that I did with DR1. But it was a little better. It's not that fun, fair enough. Let's go. Top 10, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair characters.
Danganronpa.
I love this title screen so much. Oh, late winter nights working through this.
I said no, thank you very much.
Yep. Me too, Ed. Me too.
God, couldn't you guys understand the message from Trigger Happy Havoc's countdown?
I sound a little bit better, but it's still the same old piece of shit mic.
Making these makes me very sad. It is what I would say, but we all knew this was coming after the last Danganronpa countdown.
That's true.
Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. With a roster full of even more colorful personalities than before, this game likes to stand out, even among the other titles. I mean, it's not like it's not deserved. To this day, it's hard for me to find a game that can truly rival Danganronpa 2. Except for The Lost Age, which is a separate matter altogether.
A lot of time's passed. That statement no longer holds up. Even within the Danganronpa titles, I'm looking at you, SDRA 2.
This game is as close to a masterpiece as I could have
We'll
ever
see who I
wanted.
have.
One of the few games that not only tried to make me understand and
Oh,
live
he's
the
here.
story,
Oh, he's on my screen.
but opened my heart up to new emotions. I can confidently say that this game changed me.
That is true.
As you might know, it was through Danganronpa 2 that I got into this series, and ever since
That is
then
true.
I've become a massive fan. Not only that, I feel like I've been taught some very important lessons from the story of this game, mainly to never give up on life. And those of you who have played will know exactly what I'm talking about.
I didn't place this here on accident.
So, I feel it's only appropriate that I pay tribute to the set of characters that make the
Hold up,
core
that's the
of
best
Danganronpa
character.
2 by ranking my favorites. This time, I do have some rules though.
The face! The face! It's the face, chat! It is the face!
As much as I like the characters from the whole series, it wouldn't be right to include what I call, big air quotes, duplicates in this countdown. That said, characters from the previous installment of Danganronpa are respectfully out of the list.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I did the same to others, yeah.
It wouldn't
Soda walked so Tenko's ugly face could run. Probably, yeah.
be fair for the remaining cast of characters like Kyoko, Makoto, and Alter Ego were talked about as well.
The disrespect towards Byakuya is unrivaled. Holy fuck. Damn. Yeah, it would be fair for the other characters if Makoto, Kyoko, and Alter Ego were included. Jesus.
Alright, I believe that covers everything. Forgot to mention, but obviously this top will have some heavy spoilers for Danganronpa 2, as well as minor spoilers for Danganronpa 3's Despair arc.
Yeah, major spoilers. It ended up being major spoilers.
Watch at your own risk of punishment, younglings. Once again,
Let's give it everything we've got.
I was so cute back then. I was so cute. Oh, dude, this was my pride and joy. I thought I had outdone myself with Danganronpa 1s. This shit took me so long to make. How did I do this? I still don't know how I did this on a fucking laptop, but I did it.
if there's anything I really dislike doing, That something is being predictable in a top 10 list.
Yeah.
That said,
About that, Ed. About that.
I'm going to be super predictable in the entirety of this countdown. I know
Yeah.
this technically goes against what I just said, but come on. You can't really blame me for this.
How? I still don't know. I'm a fucking magician. Old me was a magician. I couldn't do this today again if I wanted to.
Number 10 this time is the character who'd win the award for Deserved Better. Not by a landslide, since there are a lot of characters like this in Danganronpa 2, but she'd still win it. I don't even need to introduce her now.
I've seen through it.
Hi, Pecco. How's it going?
Well, I'm about to be crucified, but Pecco is only number 10 in this list. Even so, it's simply amazing that I could even consider somebody like the Ultimate Swordswoman to be remotely close to being left off.
Yeah,
of
you
this
were
top
wrong,
10.
Summer. I saw your chat comment earlier. I purposefully ignored it. I knew you were wrong.
Just goes to show that this cast is truly something spectacular.
That's some good animation, thank you.
Anyways, back on track. Now, don't get me wrong. Pecco is a phenomenal character with one of the best backstories in the game. That said, it pains me to say that the impact she has on the game doesn't really matter until the end of Chapter 2.
Shit, that's kind of true. That's kind of true.
But I'll talk about that later on.
I still don't know how to. I mean, it's kind of easy, but I still don't know how to do the absorb mechanic.
For now, I want to focus on Pecco as an overall character.
That's fair.
During the time you see her, she kind of fails to stand out all that much. Yeah, sure, she's cool, has this amazing demeanor, and seems like an overall badass. But besides the hilarious misunderstanding with their situation upon the first murder, it's hard to think of a moment that featured Pecco as the main catalyst. She's just kind of there.
I stand by that. That's unfortunate. But yeah, Pecco is just more like the stoic type who barely speaks and is just operating in the background. Until, you know.
Now, I'm not going to say that that's a character flaw, that's just how she behaves. And to be perfectly honest, I'm okay with that. It's not degrading to the character at all, unlike what you might be thinking. At this point, I feel like I'm just making a number of excuses to any Pecco fan watching this video. Trust me, I do feel bad for placing her this low. I'm starting to see the similarities between this list and Danganronpa 1's top 10. Pecco is very much like Mondo in many ways, actually. For starters, she was also the killer of Chapter 2, and that reveal was also absolutely gut-punching.
That is true. Actually, I felt really proud of myself for seeing the connections back then.
Second, she also had nothing against the victim of Chapter 2. And finally, when the motive of the killing is revealed, you kind of want to stop her from being executed, even though you know there's no escape.
Yep.
Chapter 2 was one of the hardest for me to endure. Both killer and victim meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Victim, but still.
Yeah. Sure. More the victim. Absolutely more the victim.
Pecco's importance to this game cannot be understated nor underestimated. This chapter triggers a lot of following events, many of which will be discussed later on in this list. So
This is on 720p. Oh shit. Where was I? I misclicked.
From being executed, even though importance to this game cannot be understated nor underestimated.
I remember the very first. I think it's one of the first stream in which I showed my face on YouTube was the Chapter 1 class trial for Danganronpa 2. I vividly remember that.
This chapter triggers a lot of following events, many of which will be discussed later on in this list.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be right in calling Pecco a true catalyst of change.
Sounds like I was a little hoarse there. My voice wasn't at 100% for sure. And I still forced myself to record. Damn it, take some time off.
And without question, the relationship between her and a certain other character made her execution all the more soul-crushing.
Yeah.
Chapter 2 was a hard time for me.
Chapter 2 was just awful for me, for my mental well-being, honestly.
It was the first time someone I grew attached to died in game. I thought I'd hate their killer, but it turns out I found myself wishing that she'd be brought back later on.
That's also true.
Overall, it was just unfair for everyone involved, especially due to that bullshit motive.
Yeah, can we talk about that can we talk about that? Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how targeted that motive was? Fair game my ass, Monokuma. What the fuck was that?
Peko Pekoyama, it was an honor to meet you. May your blade cut through the toughest opponent.
Alright. Next up.
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation here. Number 9 is unexpected in many, and I mean many
Oh, here we
ways.
go. Here we go. Here we go. This one is spicy.
Mainly because I've once absolutely detested the attitude this character showed throughout the game. And in a way, I still really dislike it. But no, I cannot say no to this.
Hi, Kyoko. How's it going?
Yes, I am aware of what this implies. Somewhere along my second playthrough of Danganronpa 2, I have started developing sympathy towards the spawn of Satan herself. I feel absolutely disgusted
So far, don't like this list. Fair enough.
at myself.
Punishment time!
And yet, I'd feel awful if I didn't include her in the
Banana
list.
Gremlin. Yeah.
I really don't know why, but it's just how I would feel.
Dude, can you guys appreciate how long ago this was? I was on the road to 150 subs. Jesus Christ.
Now, as half of you are wondering why I would make this little psycho bitch a part of my top 10, and the other half throws a party, allow me to explain my choice as best as I can. Kyoko mainly got here through a very powerful piggyback ride.
That's true.
And that was chapter 3.
Yep.
I know how this chapter is
Yep.
widely considered one of, if not the worst chapter in the main series, opinion I share by the way, but it did do some things right. Case in point, character development. There are 2 characters in Danganronpa 2 that grew a lot in chapter 3. Kyoko is one of them. After the events of chapter 2, in which Mahiru, the closest thing she had to a maternal figure, and undoubtedly her best friend, was killed, Kyoko starts trying to interact with everyone. It's amazing the lengths at which she goes to try and respect the ultimate photographer's wishes. Before this, the Kyoko we had was extremely unlikable, even going so far as acting as the main bully of the cast.
Yeah. Little gremlin with attitude.
She was sassy, rude, snarky, etc. Simply put, she became pretty unbearable pretty fast. The first time we see a more vulnerable side of her is during Glass Trial 2, when she's accused of killing Mahiru. Kyoko reaches a point of emotional boiling. I think it's here that
Silly
she
little
realizes
guy.
just how much she misses her friend. When I first played it, all I saw was a bratty little kid crying over being accused. But going through it a second time opened my eyes, especially considering what happens in the next chapter. When you see her attempt to
I
be
agree.
part of the group, even going as far as temporarily forgiving Mahiru's killer, you start to think she's changing.
Yeah.
Somehow she became more caring, more compassionate. So how about we cut the wings before she flies?
Oh boy, rent incoming. We all know what's about to happen.
Yes, if by some reason you didn't understand, Kyoko had potential to be higher up on this list.
Oh yeah.
The only reason she isn't is because of how short her new phase is.
You can hear me grit my teeth at this. I am upset.
She gets killed in chapter 3. I had never seen a
Yep.
disservice this great done to any type of character, being it real or fictional.
See, I could understand Peko dying as a catalyst to like start things in the plot later on, mainly in this chapter. But this
It's outrageous. She would have been a perfect candidate to live all the way to the end, but I guess 2-3 had to claim its second life somehow. The best I can do for you is this, Kyoko Sayonji. If only you'd have more time to grow, maybe you would be somewhere else.
Yeah, I fully agree with both placements so far. It's hard to judge a character whose development is cut short intentionally. Yeah, That's why she's number 9. But she had potential to be a lot higher. I think Kyoko did not deserve that. Yeah, she was a little shit in the first 2 chapters, but she did not deserve that. All right, number 8. Oh yeah, no. Oh shit. I'd advise you all to lower the volume.
All right. Number 8 is...
Your voice is too soft.
Number 8 is a walking force of nature.
Hi, Nekomaru.
It's the bestest buff boy! Surprisingly not an athlete, Nekomaru holds one of the most interesting talents in the series. Ultimate Team Manager.
I still fucking love that talent.
Now, as a sports fan myself, I instantly liked him. When you first meet him, he has this aura of just pure and raw energy. I mean, for heaven's sake, his eyebrows are made of pure electricity.
We haven't met anyone like this ever since.
And let's be honest, who didn't immediately know that this guy was going to be
That's
this game's
fair, Mock.
Sakura? If you raised your hand, you're a dirty liar. Nekomaru might come off as a bit intimidating, but he's actually a really nice guy. As the game progresses, he tries to act as some sort of unifying element within the group. Given his talent, I believe that to be pretty fitting. However, until chapter 3, there's not much to talk about when referring him.
Yeah, it's the same with Peko, but a little bit more time. That's why he's higher, probably.
But when there's stuff to talk about, just...
Oh, you're right. You're right. Kakeru does have the Electro Eye in the trial. I forgot about that.
It's hard to find any bad thing to say when the main act of your whole stay in the game is self-sacrifice.
That is still true, by the way. How can you say bad shit about this guy if his main act is fucking self-sacrifice?
Yes, midway through chapter 3, Nekomaru sacrifices himself to save...
Also, can we just acknowledge how much of a badass line that is? This is Nekomaru Nidai's final firework. Make sure you sear it into your eyes. Whew! What a send-off.
Save the life of Akane Owari, the ultimate gymnast. More than having a mentor-disciple relationship with her, Nekomaru was willing to give his own life to save another's. That's more than you could care to ask, in all honesty. Due to this, he also missed this chapter's class trial.
It is.
Fortunately, he survived. Unfortunately, his normal body didn't. He resurfaces as a robot.
Shout out to Need Another Name for making him the Mega Man.
Which Chiaki promptly names as Mekamaru. Besides having a hilarious nickname, his core way of thinking and living didn't change a bit, which I
fucking love Nekomaru, always have.
And yet, I had no idea that the problems were only starting.
I don't know if I would put him higher than it is now. I think this list is still mostly accurate.
Chapter 4 was gruesome.
Dude, Danganronpa 2's Chapter 4 is something else.
To date, it's the chapter I feel most uncomfortable playing out of any game. I mean, you are forced to see your beloved characters, possibly your favorites, starve to death in a closed space. And the only means of escape is murder. When you thought that it couldn't get any worse than that.
Yeah, we all know it could. That's such a powerful body discovery.
A body has been discovered.
I almost said something else there. What were you thinking?
Later after...
Have you heard of something called... I don't think he had until then.
After the class trial finishes, you realize that Nekomaru could have avoided his death if he simply walked away from the situation. But he didn't. He chose to end the famine and save his friends by having one final showdown with who eventually became the Blackened of Chapter 4.
That statement did not age well, you're right. But it's still the most uncomfortable of the main series, at least for me, honestly.
He didn't give up. He never, not once, thought of running away. And in the end, he saved them all.
He did, yeah.
His sacrifice was indeed fulfilled. But instead of saving one life, He saved 6. Praise be to Nekomaru Nirai, the ultimate team manager.
Wow, that was a pretty good impression, Ed. Good job. Next. DRA does this motive better. It does. I fully agree, yeah. Never said otherwise. Number 7. Who is number 7 again? Who is number 7? Oh! I see it down there. I'm stupid. Yeah, this person might get a little more points.
Ibuki Miyota. Put it together and what do you
There
get?
she is.
Ibuki Miyota.
What's up, Ibuki?
Time for some good old rock and roll. Presenting the ultimate musician with her hit single, From Me to You Too.
Oh, not this.
And that's all the time we have for our music segment. Be thankful that I just spared your 60% able eardrums with the sounds of death that emanate from Ibuki's guitar. If I had to describe this girl in one word, that would be easy. Amazing. From early to mid-game, she is the heart and soul of the group. A literal bomb of energy in human form that never ever drains.
That's true.
One of the few characters that I always enjoyed talking to because I knew that I'd leave the conversation with a smile on my face.
Salt seeping into my broken heart. Damn. I don't know, man. I don't know. They just... Kodaka cooked somehow.
Bottom line, I really, really like Ibuki. A lot. She's got this aura of just pure
Give me a second, guys.
awesomeness.
Sorry about that. Let's keep going. I didn't close my window, but I thought I had to. Hopefully I won't have to.
That I can't ever seem to get enough of. Whether during daily life,
Pointing.
investigations, or just straight up class trials, you can always count on a fantastic quote from her.
Ibuki might get to number 6. It's a little unclear, but actually, now that I think about the rest of the list, it's possible, but I'd have to do some mental gymnastics. Second best girl for sure. She used to be best girl back in OG Danganronpa days. Damn, alright. I wouldn't place her that high, but I can understand why you'd do it. Anyways.
It's pitch black. My future is pitch black. Pecco finally snapped. My goodness. I got it right. I was just throwing things out there.
I got it right. Yes, you did, Tenko. I mean Ibuki. Shit.
Just as I thought. I'm chosen by the gods.
Yeah.
Well, damn. A character like this should obviously be higher. Right?
How about this one? I call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash.
Oh. Right. It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Knowing that this chapter ruined 2
God, I fucking hate this chapter.
Like, immediately.
God, I fucking hate this chapter so much.
The despair disease can just go die in a hole, since nobody, myself included, loves it. It turned Ibuki
That's
from
really
what
cool,
I
Mark.
just showed you into a fucking robot. How? Oh, how?
Oh,
I
the
ask,
rants.
Do you manage to make someone who used to be a walking radioactive being into something so boring, lifeless, and above all, unrelated to her?
Yeah, he has a point. He has a point. Fuck chapter 3.
It might just be my biggest gripe with the chapter. You know, minus everything else.
Yeah, no, he's right, you know?
Not only that, but Ibuki suffered exactly the same fate as Kyoko. Gotta kill off them characters, am I right, boys? For fuck's sake, it doesn't even make for a satisfying class trial.
Yeah, we don't talk about it, but Ibuki's murder kind of just, yeah.
Class trial 3 was good.
Stretching the definition of good. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that. Class trial 3 was definitely not good.
but lacking in several aspects. And that execution, ugh. Anyways, let's just move on before I lose my patience. This is about how awesome Ibuki is, not how shitty 2-3 is. The ultimate musician is also a fantastic friend of pretty much everyone. I don't believe there was someone she didn't get along with before all the shenanigans started happening.
Yeah.
Someone like this doesn't come along very often. And that is why you seize this type of opportunities.
You do a pretty good Angie. Sayonara. Oh yeah, number 6. Here we go. This is where I think the list starts getting very good.
I want you to register what I'm about to say very closely.
Oh, this was a lot of fun to make.
The next character is my third favorite female character.
Third favorite female character. We're at number 6.
Danganronpa 2. And she only occupies number 6. I feel awful.
Yeah, I did too. Don't worry.
There's no turning back.
Hi, Sonia.
My name is Sonia Nevermind.
God, I fucking love Sonia.
It's at this point that at least one of my viewers will get the military from the Kingdom of Novoselic. As I said, Sonia is in my top 3 in the girls department within Danganronpa 2. And probably top 5 if counting both games.
Can you tell I hadn't played V3 back then?
Then why, pray tell, is she only number 6? It's weird, right? She's the first character in this list that survives all the way through. And yet, despite the fact that my previous complaints involved the short screen time, she's this low? It just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong. The Ultimate Princess holds a very special place in my heart. A really special place indeed. Sonia Nevermind might just be one of the few characters that I instantly knew would be in my favorites.
Yeah.
She's smart, quite beautiful, and above all, just so goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah, Sonia is one of the most ridiculous characters in this game.
For the successor to the throne of the aforementioned Kingdom of Novoselic, Sonia shows so many skills, it's honestly jaw-dropping. Canon skills involve, for example, the ability to speak 30 languages fluently, and that's not even scratching the surface. But above all else, what sets Sonia apart is, without a doubt, her kindness. From the prologue of the game, you could understand that even with the title of princess, she wasn't arrogant or cocky. In fact, she wants to be treated like a normal high school student. That actually boils down to the fact that while she's being prepared for her duties as a member of the royal family, she enjoys the peace and calm of a normal life.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because Kyoko is somewhat similar to Sonia, considering that Sonia came from a royal family, obviously, but Kyoko came from a very prominent family within the traditional Japanese dancing schools, if I recall correctly. And like the roles, like the parallels are pretty obvious, but Sonia decided to be like humble and normal, and Kyoko not. So yeah, including English fair.
The relationships between her and her friends are just so pure, so free of ill intent, that she makes me genuinely smile every time she talks. Of course, one cannot mention Sonia without mentioning her strange relationship with the ultimate mechanic Kazuichi Soda.
Ugh, what is this line, Kodaka? Get out of the kitchen, man.
Well, I guess it's more of like a one-way obsession. Sonia does call him a stalker late into the game. Anyways, back on track. I do believe that her character starts to develop immensely in Chapter 4. Again, I don't think I need to repeat what I think of this chapter, so let's move on.
Can you tell I didn't really want to talk about Chapter 4? The memory was very fresh at the time. Chapter 4 is still really tough to see.
Her friendship with Gundam was definitely one of the highlights of that part of the game. It made Sonia realize just how sick of the whole thing she actually was.
The Dark Lady.
Especially after the class trial. Which leads into...
Chapter 5. Yep.
During that class trial, she gets the, big air quotes, honor of having the last true rebuttal showdown of the game. I think that it was then that she snapped. Understandably so, to be honest. Imagine that you're in her shoes, constantly seeing your closest friends dying one by one.
What the fuck? Something outside making a lot of noise. Give me a sec. Hopefully they go away. Alright, they went away. Good. Let's go. Go back a bit. Wait, there's so many big characters left. Someone big is gonna miss out. Yeah. Who was left out of this? I don't remember. We'll see.
That it was then that she snapped. Understandably so, to be honest. Imagine that you're in her shoes, constantly seeing your closest friends dying one by one. And just when you think it's all over, one of the most important ones admit to having killed another. Her rebuttal is honestly so sad that it added to an already sad class trial in a depressed fashion.
God, this moment, man. This moment.
I did not want to hear that!
This shit still makes me tear up sometimes.
Enough already. Please do not say another word. I do not want this anymore. I am so very tired of doubting people.
Dude.
Sonia.
Sonia's V8 killed it here.
And just because she knew the bomb was a fake does not mean we should decide she is the traitor!
Dude, I know that feeling, man.
I just can't, okay? Sonia is a character that I can truly say without a doubt, she did absolutely nothing wrong.
It's one of the few characters in all of Danganronpa that did absolutely nothing wrong. Besides, you know, we don't count DR3's despair arc. All right, we just don't. But like within the game she's in, she did absolutely nothing wrong.
She was just a victim of terrifying circumstances. It may sound cliche at this point, but I don't care. Because her smile is one I'd gladly protect with my fucking life.
Might exaggerate a little.
Bow down, you insolent fool. For you
Sonia
are in the
for life.
presence of royalty. Make way for Sonia Nevermind, the ultimate princess.
That is true, yeah. Alright, top 5. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got this time.
It's boy.
No, that's wrong.
Ai Hajime. Okay. Probably a few numbers lower.
Allow me to cut through everything you might suppose I'm about to say. One could consider a crime placing the protagonist of Danganronpa 2 in the middle of a top 10 list. Easily one of the most liked and above all relatable characters in this game, Hajime has
I said might, not will.
Outstanding presence throughout the story. First and foremost, I find him to be a phenomenal protagonist.
That is true.
Way better than Makoto ever was, that's for damn
That is also true.
At least he doesn't need help most of the time to do his job. Sure, he relies on Chiaki and sometimes on Nagito, but usually
it's a reflex, chat. I'm sorry. It's a reflex. I've developed this over time. It's a reflex. I apologize.
Hajime that takes the wheel of the investigation, and that's a major step up from Danganronpa 1. His ideals and what he fights for / yearns for are also really clear from the start. He wants to be someone who has confidence in himself.
Make the guess, Mark. I'm gonna be open to it.
It instantly connects most of the cases to the player, who's probably in a similar situation.
Yeah.
Overall, when it comes to a good protagonist, I think Danganronpa 2 delivered.
Yeah, honestly, that is something I fully agree. Hajime is a great surrogate for the player, which knowing V3 is kind of ironic.
Then why is he only number 5? I feel like I can't say this enough, but it feels weird having someone like Hajime stuck at the middle. I guess that, despite the fact that he is indeed an amazing protag, he fails to stand out more amongst his colleagues.
I think that's what kills it for me. The cast of Danganronpa 2 is so much more colorful than the first, Yeah. It's kind of hard for the protagonist, especially a talentless one, to stand out.
Mainly due to his lack of talent, unfortunately. He gets forgotten and overlooked most of the time by pretty much everyone, save a few people like, once again, Chiaki and Nagito. It's in Chapter 4 that Hajime's role starts increasing in both prominence and visibility, and it never decreases ever again.
The Octagon!
Upon the discovery of his reserve corps past, I believe he falls into an emotional recession, making him question himself more than ever. And as cruel and unforgiving as Chapter 5 might have been, it served as some sort of catalyst to make Hajime unburden his spirit from his own doubtful mind. Which leads us into Chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
It is the final chapter that the protagonist must shine the brightest. And indeed, he does. Hajime's presence during Class Trial 6 is not only undeniable, but fucking blinding.
Yeah.
Starting, of course, with the major plot twist of the game. The reveal that the mastermind, Izuru Kamakura, is in fact the same person as our protagonist. Seriously, if you could have seen my face the first time I played through...
Y'all are being way too close-minded about the positioning of characters. Have you forgotten that in both DRA's and SDRA2's top 10, we had a tie? Food for thought.
2-6 and got to that section, you probably would have laughed all your bad energy away. Unfortunately, the laughter would be over pretty quickly, as the characters you've grown to love fall into despair.
I'm dumb! Oh shit!
However, after proper motivation, Hajime returns. As a Super Saiyan? God damn it, someone put just a tiny too much Dragon Ball Z in my Danganronpa.
That is true.
Anyway, the point is that he rapidly takes control of the situation. What I find fascinating in him is that he, in some sense, refuses both hope and despair. Something I didn't quite understand the first time I played.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting concept, because at this point, hope and despair were like the main two things of the game, and Hajime says, Lamau, no future.
His choice falls upon the future he and the others will create when they start their new lives.
And that's why the first Danganronpa top 10 I did is not a proper LeGhost top 10 mini pixels, because it didn't have a tie.
At the end of the day, it was Hajime and a certain other character that were the heroes of the story. And with such a bittersweet ending, it felt right attributing number 5 to the protagonist of this crazy story.
Can you tell I was playing V3 at the time? Can you tell I was playing V3 at the time? The protagonist of this crazy story? Reminds me, Kiyotaka and Hajime turned Super Saiyan. What if Danganronpa V3 had a character? Probably Gonta. Didn't he? Anyways, that's number 5. Let's see what number 4 has for us. I think this was the very first top 10 that had a tie in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your comments, for we have a tie! Let's just say that my top 3 was cemented long ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bring myself to put either of these lovely bastards below number 4. Don't you agree?
Damn right.
Hi, Fuyuhiko.
Show of hands, class. Who likes Fuyuhiko? Damn right. I'm not even going to screw around with this one. Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu is a straight-up fucking badass. Portrayed to be the unlikable douche that Byakuya was in Danganronpa 1 in the earlier parts of the game.
It sounds like I was within a bad case of allergy, or I was just straight up sick when I recorded this. Like I said before, Ed, take a break.
I honest to God thought I'd hate his guts. And that became true. Until Class Trial 2, that is. Even though he's the main reason why 2-2 happened the way it did, I just can't bring myself to hate him.
Yeah, that still holds up. That still kind of holds up.
If you can, I can understand why.
Oh, God.
You should try to be more like Kyoko. And respect Mahiru's wishes, though. From 2-3 onwards, it becomes easy to forget who Fuyuhiko was before that crucial moment in the story.
That is true.
Because his redeeming arc takes up our focus most of the time. And I'm 100% okay with that. I feel awful about many characters in Danganronpa, as evidenced by pretty much all the entries so far in this list. Plus
true.
all the ones in the Danganronpa 1 top 10.
Danganronpa. Man, I was not on a good day that day.
Few have it as rough as the ultimate Yakuza. Upon Pekko's execution, it was revealed that both of them shared a past. And an unfitting conclusion to it unfolds right after. He tries to sacrifice himself in order to save her, but is ultimately foiled and severely injured. After that, in 2-3, we start to see a side of him that we never thought it'd be possible.
Also, that fucking eye patch is so cool. God.
He seriously wants to atone for his mistakes. Hell, one of his free time events literally has him saying to Hajime...
Oh, I forgot I included this free time event because this shit is some premium quality free time event content.
Hey.
Some premium quality shit right here. I'm gonna be listening for a while. Pronounce it the first time hearing it. Damn.
Jeez.
Don't be like me. I've lost 2 important women in my life. That's
rough. A shining
rough.
example of this in chapter 3 is when he tries to interact with Kyoko, who's very angry at him, considering him responsible for Mahiru's death. From there on out, he becomes almost like a brother to Hajime.
Now's not the time for you to be pitching a tent. What a based boy.
And a fantastic
something to eat?
companion
Enjoy.
to everyone who made it alongside him. May I just add that he has probably some of the best lines in the game?
Enjoy the food.
Do you guys hear something?
Yeah, it's really damn loud. Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap? I know anything goes here, but this is clearly not fucking okay.
Good job, Kokichi.
While I believe that he thinks he never truly makes up for what he did before 2-2, Fuyuhiko is without question my favorite survivor of the game.
And yet.
And yes, I know that I basically just spoiled that both Akane and Kazuichi aren't on the list. It's just hard to find something bad to say about him. His biggest selling point is his redemption arc, which I'd say lasts until Danganronpa 3's Hope arc.
And it does, in my opinion. Until the end of that arc, he's kind of fighting against his inner demons still.
Some way. Fantastic character development, good backstory, and a
Kazuichi deserves better. He should start by being a little better. I fully agree with this list so far. I don't think he deserves it to be in my top 10.
Honestly feels like it might be one of the best in Danganronpa. Earned Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu the first spot in number 4.
He's probably like right before Pekko, if I'm honest.
And now for the other number 4 spot. It still feels weird making 2 entries in one spot. Well, not as weird as this next character.
Burn in the fires of pandemonium!
What up, Gundam?
I can't even begin to comprehend. Nor do I want to, actually. If we're talking about amazing characters, Gundam Tanaka is up there, man. He is up there. From the moment of his introduction to Hajime, I knew he'd be a phenomenal character to be around. He just had this cool and imposing aura that made him seem like a baddie.
Woo,
when
yeah,
in reality,
baby, that's
he
what I've been
was
waiting
just the
for.
biggest
That's what it's all
softie
about.
in the game. The ultimate breeder is, above all else, a friend. A fantastic friend to everyone in the Danganronpa 2 cast. And even though he doesn't make it clear, it's pretty evident when you consider that he wants to get along with his colleagues. Throughout the game, you can always count on him to just provide some of the best comedy the series has seen, while simultaneously and somehow maintaining a super serious attitude
Yeah, I
towards,
love him too, man.
well, everything. And yet, behind that supreme overlord of ice facade, lies an icy...
I might do V3 on a separate stream sometime during this week. Not sure, because V3... Maybe I will do V3 on a separate stream, because V3's video is super specific. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm probably going to do it on a different stream. Maybe midweek, Wednesday. I don't know when I'm home, technically. I'm going to be rolling around at the speed of sound. and seeing sights and shit. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do something with that. But yeah, no worries. Enjoy your day, Summer.
Caring soul. An individual who deeply cares for his classmates, one way or another. Sure, he may play off as overly chaotic
no worries.
Make no sense at all. Most of the game, that is. But when you reach Chapter 4... Oh, when you reach Chapter 4...
Why, thank you.
Upon the climax of Class Trial 4, you understand that it was Gundam the one who killed Nekomaru. At first, it might seem strangely out of character for him to do something like that, given what I just said about him. But you'll soon come to realize that it's entirely within his character to do something like that.
Yeah.
Because by killing someone, he could end the famine. He could end the torture that was the funhouse. And above all, he could show the rest of the surviving cast that life isn't something you can give up on so easily.
What is the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die? Yeah.
You weakling!
God, I fucking love this send-off. Gundam is such a badass.
Fall, my tears.
Nothing is born from resignation. Just...
If you flinch, you will die!
God.
I swear that hit a little too close to home.
That is...
It made me realize how often I give up on little things in my life. It made me understand that, were I in that situation, I would probably fall under the same downright apathic mindset that Hajime and the others felt. But
yeah.
Gundam, being the knowledgeable person he is, saw what was happening as a literal crime against life itself. And, determined to make it stop, paid the ultimate sacrifice. Alongside Nekomaru. I think it was from this point onward that I knew this wasn't my typical detective/trial game.
I think you should have determined that way before. I mean, Chapter 2 exists, Ed. I know Chapter 3 wasn't that good, but come on.
It was a game with characters so real that it made me feel alongside them. Remember in my top 10 Danganronpa 1 characters when I mentioned Aoi Asahina?
What's up?
Try that, but with everyone in Class Trial 4, minus a certain asshole we'll get to later. It just wouldn't have been possible without Gundam's life-changing message. Don't give up on life. I won't, Gundam Tanaka. I promise that I won't.
I almost did, but that's a story for another day.
Not just for your sake, but for all of your friends as well.
Yeah, Kaito's was also fucking awesome. You have the Stanley Parable? No, I don't have the game. I don't have the game, but I will have it one day, and I plan to maybe make a Let's Play out of it? I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, what's next? What's next, I wonder? Number 3!
I hate that I have to do this. I hate that I have to do this. I hate
3,
that I have to do this. I hate
4.
that I have to do this.
Don't worry, Toph, it's nothing like super... I mean, it was somewhat serious, but I never considered giving up literally on life. I was just in a very low spot mentally. It was a very bad place in my life, but yeah. Anyways, hi, Nagito! Yeah, you're right, Sibuter. That is Satsuki.
I hate that I have to do this. I hate that I have to... Oh. The entry started already. Alright, real talk here. My feelings towards Nagito Kamaeda are, complicated. Very complicated.
I'm no longer in that situation,
Shall
Tofu,
we
trust.
call this ranting time? This
Motherfucker
is the main reason that Danganronpa 2 causes me emotional trauma.
I have most of this rant memorized.
It's as if he enjoys seeing me suffer every time that deranged look enters the screen. To put into perspective what I think about him, hope has long stopped being a fucking word, and my mind only thinks of despair. So, congratulations, you absolute psycho. Let's start with the humblest origins. This guy manages to hide his real insane nature behind a facade most of us wouldn't see through until that moment in Class Trial 1. And for that, he deserves my applause. Now, I'm not one to pick on insane characters like this, but holy hell, if I don't, the one who'll get insane will be me. And there's no coming back from there. It's not enough that Nagito's cray-cray, he has to make sure everyone around him understands he's cray-cray, even if literally nobody cares about him being cray-cray.
Insane.
Okay, maybe
Insane, man. I unloaded all that I had against this guy.
nobody caring about that is a little much, but seriously, get out of my face with your hope bullshit. I've had enough of it when you fucked us over in that first class trial.
But, Eduardo, if you hate Nagito so much, why is he number 3?
Why is Nagito number 3? Chad, I wonder which option is the right one.
Look, about that, even I have to admit something. Nagito is a shitty person to be around, and as I said, he'd probably drive me insane in an instant. But I can't, and I repeat, can't take away from the fact that he is potentially the best character in the series.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second, chat. Give me a second. I must respond to my old self's claim really quickly. I have to do a little funny, chat. I have to do a little funny. Hate and love is a fine line, and Nagito is using it as a jump rope. True. I have to do something a little bit funny. We do a small amount of trolling. If this even works like this, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be transparent, but whatever. Oh, it doesn't. Well, I'm sure I have something. Hold up, chat. Hold up. I'm doing a funny. I'm doing a funny. Trust. I'm doing a funny. I'm doing a small funny. Hopefully I find it. That's not it. That ain't it, Chief. That is not it. Probably here. Yeah, I found it. I found it. Where are you, you little psycho? Is it this one? It is. So, could you repeat that again really quickly?
But I can't, and I repeat, can't take away from the fact that he is potentially the best character in the series.
Kanade hears you. Kanade says you're wrong. Moving on.
No, you did not mishear me. I'm indeed saying that Nagito Kamaeda, ultimate lucky student of class 77, is probably the best character in Danganronpa. Period.
Yeah, in the main series, I still fucking agree. Including everything else that I've played so far? Yeah, no.
Before we dip too much into that, I want to turn my attention to my favorite chapter in the series, so far at least. I'll try to abridge as much as possible and maybe do a video exclusively on certain characters later on. Chapter 5 is special for a number of reasons. Two fan-favorite characters meet their untimely end very suddenly, especially considering that one of them was out to weave the traitor.
Yeet!
As the class trial progresses, you start to understand the sheer genius of Nagito. That's right, he was crazy, but extremely intelligent. Perhaps the murder with the most thought put into it in the whole series, maybe aside Mukuro. It's amazing the length at which he was ready to go to exterminate despair from, big air quotes, Jabberwock Island. And that brings me to my original point. Remember, Junko Enoshima? Yeah,
hi,
the
Junko.
Despair, mastermind of Danganronpa 1? Yeah, that Junko. Oh, also, remember Makoto Naegi, the ultimate hoe protagonist of Danganronpa 1? Now, here's a crazy idea. Why don't we combine both their personalities? I'm pretty sure that was the thought process when making Nagito's character. And it worked. I once said he was the opposite of Makoto, but the more I thought about it, the more I started to realize the similarities between him and Junko as well. The way he preaches hope is very reminiscent of Junko's despair.
Maybe don't. They did.
For Nagito, hope isn't a principle or even a way of life. It's what defines him as Nagito Kamaeda. I remember being a bit skeptic when I was told that many people considered him an S-tier character.
Yeah.
But replaying Danganronpa 2, I was sort of able to understand why. He's, dare I say it, perfectly written? Or at least as close to perfection as a character will get. And so, we close the book, for now.
I can't wait until I get to this fucker's TWD. I'm gonna rip him to shreds.
On Nagito Kamaeda, the ultimate bullshit master. This entry is quite long as it is, so I'll just leave you with this. Holy shit! He lost it!
It's amazing! These amazing fireworks surely befit the beginning of the end!
Yes, they do. Okay, so I gotta stretch for this one because holy moly. Oh, hey, welcome back, Zeph. You arrived at just the right moment.
My top 2 was done even before I replayed the game, in all honesty.
Yep, it was.
Truth be told, doing so only strengthened their position on this list.
And this one is not changing.
And I can tell you this character is only number 2 because number 1 exists.
It's called bias. I said exactly the same thing about Satsuki being number 2 in the RA. Any word remotely resembling her name makes me think of her. I'm not faking a funny joke here. She actually lives rent-free in my head.
I told you in Sonya's entry, didn't I? She was my 3rd favorite female of the
Oh, God.
With 2 entries left, the girls.
Oh, lordy lord. Here it comes. Guessing this is the start of the meme. I haven't seen this entry in a while, but I know I went a little overboard with it. Maybe? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
What the?
Hi, my hero.
Oh, you.
Oh, you.
Yes! I can finally talk about her. Oh my god, she's my little precious baby, and I can.
I'm dead, guys. Apparently, I died there, and you've been seeing a projection. How are you alive? I'm not.
Oh, sorry. What was I talking about again?
Joe joke. Everything's a Joe joke.
Oh, right. Perfection incarnate. I'm pretty sure my brain just melted.
Ed is down bad. Hey, ayo. That's true. I got no defense. I got no defense whatsoever.
I can't even begin to start describing the ultimate photographer in a light that isn't biased.
I remember this. Took a while to edit. This took a really long time to edit. I think this was the number of subs I had back then, 152. Ooh, the Windows XP. Oh. That's true! This was dumb and took way too long. Moving on.
Jeez, my computer blew up from the effort to process my brain synapses. All joking aside, Mahiru Koizumi is a special case. She might seem a bit overbearing with the whole "you are a boy, right?" thing, but I can guarantee you that she is one of the sweetest, most genuine, most caring people in the entire
Hey, Benjamin,
series.
I'm eating macaroni based. I wish I could.
Alright, gotta get ready for this one.
Hajime Anime is the name of the fucking chapter. God damn it, YouTube.
Okay, where do I start? As I said, at the beginning of the game, she comes off as a sort of bossy feminist, Is that the right term for this? God, it sounds really mean.
It sounds
The
really
fact
mean.
remains the same, though.
Man, 4 years
She
ago
seemed
was a
little
very
too
different
harsh to the
time.
boys of the group in both the prologue and chapter 1. She did play a vital part in identifying the cause of the first killing, and was an overall enjoyable company to keep around, even if it was a bit unpleasant for Hajime. It's in chapter 2 that we get to see, or rather not see, a different side of Mahiru. I've said it before, remember? She was the victim of this chapter, and one of the reasons it stands out to me as the second best chapter in the game.
Yeah.
During said chapter, she learns of the truth. In the past, she helped a former friend to conceal a killing that friend committed, and she was overcome with guilt. Especially when she knew that the victim of that murder was Fuyuhiko's sister.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is talked about very much. What My Hero did was not kosher. It was not a good thing. It was not a good thing. Helping conceal a murder like that is not a good thing. And flaws have to be pointed out, unfortunately. That motive is still bullshit, though.
She also learns that he killed off her friend out of revenge. Determined to set things right, like she usually does,
Yeah.
she meets up with the ultimate Yakuza. Mahiru confronts him with what he did and ends up dead for that. At the hands of Peko, who works for Fuyuhiko. God, such disservice that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate that it makes sense and that it fits the story. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
And we talk about how Fuyuhiko's sister looks straight up like Kaede. You mean Natsumi, right? Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Probably use some of her looks to inspire Kaede's design. I see it, yeah, I see it.
I think
Another character that deserved a bit more, honestly.
she's the first character that I feel this enraged about when talking of her death.
Yeah.
Why, you may ask? It's simple. Mahiru was the prime candidate to survive all the way until the end.
True.
I was convinced that that would happen. Even when I didn't think she was as amazing as I'm making her out to be now, something just said, okay, this one's a keeper. Imagine my shock when I see her lying against a door with a face that resembles pure terror. Only frozen in time, never to move again. And yet, I don't think I really got to appreciate Mahiru as a character until I finished her free time events.
Yeah, I think the reason why I like Mahiru so much, even today, it's her free time events. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Could you pass me the sugar? Could you just fucking bro.
A set of seemingly silly and wholesome interactions between her and Hajime really put the ultimate photographer under a shining golden light that never left her since. These are the main reason Mahiru is so high on both this
The way you
list
pause it, I know.
and as one
I
of
noticed.
my overall favorite characters in the series. These moments depict her as the most nurturing female character in the first 2 games at least. Always happy to tend to others and often forsaking her own sake, but not before scolding them for their goof-ups.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a boy we're talking about. To finish my thought process, I'll simply state this.
Someone said self-shipping earlier. This next line might confirm. Damn.
She's 100% the type of girl I need in my life. And that...
Oh, Lord.
That is saying something. Something really special. Something unique. Something indescribable. Mahiru Koizumi is beyond description for me.
Yeah.
And not the finale to this top 10.
Meet the simp.
Somehow,
True.
someone else got the top spot.
Honestly, I still feel the same way. It's kind of hard. Looking back, I do see myself exaggerating a little bit. I still see myself exaggerating a little bit, but everything I said is just how I feel about her, honestly. Like, 100%. Anyway, we all know who number 1's gonna be.
Remember what I said in Peko's entry? If there's anything I hate in top 10 lists, that something is predictability. Being able to tell exactly who is where really boils down the experience to me. However, There's just no escaping it after all. 'Cause it's a game!
Hey.
There she is.
Nobody plays them better.
There she is.
Sleepy.
She's EP.
Yeah. Want me to tell you?
She's EP.
How?
I do still feel strongly about Chiaki. Probably not as much as this video might let on, but I still feel really strongly about Chiaki's character for the positive. She's probably still number 1 for me.
How do you
Enjoy
even?
Tofu.
It's literally all I can say when confronted with a character like the Ultimate Gamer. I got nothing. Chiaki Nanami, a fan favorite character, one of the most recognized faces of the entire franchise, and my first real emotional bombshell in my entire gaming repertoire.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of her during this entry might prove a bit difficult for me, but for the sake of properly honoring a magnificent character, I can sure as hell try. It's not often that I look at a character after playing a game and say, wow, this character is as close to perfect as it's ever going to get.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. She's really good, but Nagito's better written. I'd say he's the only character in this game that you can say that to, unfortunately.
A good example of that would be my current channel.
This, however...
Isaac, the protagonist of the original Golden...
I managed to sneak Golden Sun into this, so sorry, this was just an excuse to talk about Isaac. My boy, my channel icon, the lad. I fucking love this guy.
Simon. But Chiaki's something else, I swear. She manages to blend cute with oblivious with serious with... well, basically all you want in a character like her. When you first meet her, something just says, alright, I think this one will be important.
Yeah, like her design just screams importance somewhat. Even though it's like very basic, it's very clear that she's not gonna be like your ordinary run-in-the-mill gamer girl.
The way she talks to everyone, how she's very adamant about preventing the killing game from claiming lives, and above all, how nice she is to everyone is great. It makes for a character that truly just wants the best for the class.
Yep.
Hard to joke about someone who has this sprite when she finds a body. I mean, grow some compassion, man. She's clearly suffering. Nope, let's make her suffer more. Time after time, her efforts to stop Monokuma are thwarted like she wasn't even there to begin with. To be honest, I kind of wish she wasn't. Because I wouldn't have to bear with memories so powerful and so sad that they're some of the few video game related memories that cause me to cry out of the blue.
Not anymore, but they're still pretty sad.
It all boils down to, once again, Chapter 5. I don't know who or what this section of the game thinks it is, because the amount of stuff that it gets away with is probably a whole lot more than it should.
That is 100% true. Also, hi Nagito. Yeah, that is 100% true. That chapter gets away with a lot of shit that probably shouldn't.
From the reveal of Nagito's last descent into insanity with his now iconic laughter, to the search for the bombs to... finally, that class trial. At last, the traitor would be revealed.
Oh.
At last it would end.
No.
At last, we would have a satisfying closure.
No.
Right?
No.
It's... you?
No, you wouldn't.
Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Please! Hold on!
Oh, we had no clue.
Aw, you totally guessed right.
Thanks, Himiko.
Just as expected. Yep, you're correct. I'm the traitor.
Dude, this shit hits so much.
The agent sent by the Future Foundation to hide among you all is me.
God. Even looking back at it really just like, you kind of remember all you went through alongside these guys, and Chiaki just says that so nonchalantly. It's insane, man.
No. They couldn't have. But they did.
That's
and
the thing.
We had to watch it unfold. Powerless to save a character that we had wished was real up until that point.
Kind of ironic that I said that. I'm pretty sure I wrote that line on purpose, considering what I knew of her.
Was it foreshadowed? Even if briefly, yes. And just like Hajime, I'm sure many of us just glossed over it, pretending not to have seen the signs.
I wish gamer girls were real. So true.
Kidding ourselves. Remember back in Sonia's entry? That last rebuttal showdown symbolized a lot of us.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people who played that game who, like, I showed this, well, not this segment, but like saying the idea that, yo, Sonya symbolized a lot of the players that reached this point, and they were like 100%.
We couldn't. No, we still can't believe what's happening. Fighting desperately with our emotions for an escape.
I didn't call anybody.
Anything that could turn the situation around. Only to have our hopes ultimately crushed. And yet...
Congratulations, everyone.
God.
She maintains her cheery and positive attitude. Almost as if nothing had happened. Note that there isn't a single sprite in which Chiaki cries.
Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true. I remember I searched all of her sprites to make sure I wasn't saying anything stupid. And I went to check, and I'm pretty sure that one I showed earlier was the closest she got to it.
Not one. The closest was the one I showed you earlier.
Yeah, there it is.
She doesn't ask for forgiveness. She doesn't try to justify her actions, even if entirely accidental. She doesn't even shed a single tear before her inevitable demise. And knowing what happened in Danganronpa 3...
Chiaki, Gundam, and Nagito, and Imposter never have a crying sprite. Yeah, even though Gundam does have a line that says, "Fall my tears." What a boss. We can understand Nagito and Imposter, though.
One cannot help but draw an interesting anti-parallel with it. Her only wish was for everyone to keep moving forward. To look towards the future. To keep the light of hope going. To save everyone. When you find out in Chapter 6 Chiaki's true nature, everything makes sense.
Yep.
An observant AI programmed from the legacy of the late Chihiro Fujisaki.
There it is! There it is! See? There it is. I sneak Chihiro into everything I do. It's just something. It's... Then... Yeah, Chihiro. That's all. Next.
With the intent of keeping an eye on the cast. And still, it developed a conscience. A will to save its friends, no. Her friends from the same fate she suffered while she was still alive. Watching her esteemed friends and classmates slowly descend into a despair-driven insanity, where their vicious alter egos, the ultimate despair within them, would wreak havoc upon the world. All while she herself felt the light draining from her body.
We all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to revive any bad memories to people who have watched Danganronpa 3's Despair Arc, but episode 10 exists, and all of us who watched that series watched that episode. Yeah, it was an episode of an anime that totally aired somewhere, and yeah.
This is by far the longest entry in this list, and I'm adding another character to the list to review later, because I haven't even scratched the surface.
And in the end, I would review everybody. TWDs are the way to go. I have some ideas to talk about Taka now as well.
Sorry if I sound a bit emotional. I did say this one would be hard.
Yep.
But thank you. Thank you for being who you are.
Yes,
thank
sir.
You for the good and bad moments.
Aww.
Thank you, Chiaki.
Thank you, Chiaki. Excited for the next CWD? Yeah, it's Taka's turn. Oh, look, it's me, and we're gonna completely ignore that. Dude, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. That was a lot of fun, actually, looking back at how stupid I could be. Honestly, I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the V3. V3's top 10 is fundamentally different from everyone else's. Like, these two are like classic top 10s, and V3's was made to be as meta as possible, as to like correspond to the game it's reviewing. So yeah, I'm excited to see that one because it's also the longest. If I recall correctly, does it show up here? Yes, it does. It's almost 1 hour and 20 minutes long. What the hell, man? What the hell? Also, hey, that's my my thing. Anyways, that'll be all for now. Whew, man, that was something. I thoroughly enjoyed. I want cheese or something with cheese, you know? Just go get it, man. Not this one. Yeah, good enough. But yeah, guys, that'll be all for today. I'm gonna end up streaming here. Tomorrow, I'll be streaming on Twitch mostly. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream. I'm tired, and I need to prep for stuff tomorrow. But like I said, tomorrow I might stream on Twitch. I'm not sure. Depends on what I'm gonna be doing. I might just spend some time actually working on projects. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me today. Thank you all for showing up. This was something completely out of the blue, I'm aware. But I hope you guys had fun, and those who check out the stream after we're done here, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy seeing me cringe. I cringed sometimes. It was a lot less than I thought it would be, but it was fun. I enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys did too. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Till next time. Peace.